Hello, everyone. We are at the LORCANA 6K. I'm Shane Downey. I'm joined by LORCANA Stan. You can't miss him. Look at this outfit.
Hey, did you go find out a bunch of information that Brent and I did not know the answers to and look kind of silly?
I got the information. I know we were keeping the viewers at home waiting with bated breath.
But see, Brent and I were waiting in the dark with him, so we're all good. Yeah, we had good company. Go ahead now.
Our top 8, which will be coming soon. In first place with an 8-0-1 record, our lone undefeated player, Complex, with 25 points. Second place, 8-1. What an impressive showing in 9 rounds. Salty Duck, Andy.
Salty representing the Salty Ducks.
Third place, 7-1-1 with 22 points. We have Colorless.
Ooh, Colorless.
Fourth place, I hope I don't mispronounce this, 7-1-1, also with 22 points, Babinbot.
All right.
These people are creative with their names.
I'm a sucker for a creative name.
Fifth place,
another Salty Duck.
Salty Duck Splish, who we saw yesterday.
Is he the one we saw on twice? Was he the one that was on twice? I think so.
He's maybe
on the
been
stream.
on a couple times. Yeah. He's been busy.
I think.
And then
apologies
Izzy,
if I was
we
wrong.
just saw on camera.
Oh, Izzy made
Cloud. Yeah, he was playing for top 8. He is in 6th place, 7-1-1, 22 points. 7th place, 21 points, 7-2. You had to have a good break.
7-2, yeah.
Good tiebreakers is important. 7-2. Thunder Blizzard.
Thunder Blizzard.
And finally, our 8th place finisher, who we saw in the final round of Swiss yesterday, LORCANA duo Patrick.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Shout-outs to the LORCANA duo.
So 59% breaker percentage is our 8th place finisher. Apologies to our pal Danny O in 9th place at 57.9.
Shout out to Danny.
I've been there. 9th place on breakers never feels good.
Shout out to Danny.
But that's okay. There is some consolation prizes. We are giving away prizes down to the top 16. And, of course, the players that didn't quite make it into day 2, they're playing that run-back event.
Salty run-back.
Free of charge. So
yeah, I thought that was
too much.
You've played more competitively than Brent and I have. This is a great segue from what Brent and I were literally just talking about right before I fumbled the handoff.
Okay.
2-day events. Have you ever been to I've only been to a handful, but I never one where if you didn't make the second day, there was a free side event for those guys.
Yeah,
is that common or not?
I would say it's starting to slowly become more common.
I think it's a good thing.
I'd still say it's uncommon overall, but I'm starting to hear about it a little more often. And credit to the tournament organizers here at Collectors Expo, our friends at Red Saber Games, who put this all together and offered that opportunity for those players if they wanted to come back and still play some LORCANA. Sometimes you just miss the cutoff. Maybe you went 4-3, you lost that last round. You're feeling a little down on yourself, but there's a chance at redemption here today. So I'm sure those players are happy to be busy and playing that today.
Yeah, if you can get any sense of compensation for feeling bummed or burned or exasperated or defeated or depleted or however you're going to feel after not winning, not like barely bubbling out just feels awful, right? So anything like a free side event, all right, that's cool. It seems to like soothe the wound,
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And gives another opportunity to grind, drill, get better, iron sharpens iron, hang out with the homies, and get some more pricing.
100%.
Yeah.
There's some times where maybe you just miss that top 8 cut and you did everything right. You're like, man, I played that last round really well. The cards weren't working in my favor.
Just lost the dice roll.
That is a factor. Absolutely. So unfortunate for our players who finished 7-2, just shy of that top 8, but 2 players with a 7-2 record did in fact make it. So congratulations to LORCANA duo making it in at that 8th place. You know, while I had some time away from the booth, I checked in on our YouTube viewership. I know we got the Twitch viewership. We've been paying attention.
Are you on the YouTube chat right now?
Chat. I got Twitch chat pulled up right now.
He had the YouTube, I had the Twitch. I'll do the YouTube now, you do the Twitch.
There you go. See, I was going to say that JDZ and I were conversing during our break, and I was like, you know what? We've been neglecting the YouTube chat.
I didn't even know there was one until Brent found it.
And now you know. And if you're just joining us also, if you're looking for the VOD from yesterday, this is a brand new Twitch channel. We appreciate all the new subscribers. There's a little setting in Twitch to auto-save the VOD. Well, it was brand new. We didn't quite have that setting set up for yesterday, but it's on YouTube. Go find it on YouTube. Collectors Expo. You can't miss it. However, this one, if you're watching right now, you want to watch this back later, you can find it on Twitch and YouTube. So a little multifaceted there. All right, Lorcana Stands digging in to the YouTube chat. I'm sure he'll find something interesting there. So if you're on YouTube, let us know. Let us know you're watching. The top 8 is coming soon here at Collectors Expo.
Whoa, did I just step through the looking glass? I'm looking at myself. What the heck's going on?
How technology works. Can you see anything in those glasses? Can you even see what's going on?
Brother, I don't even need eyes to see.
Is that so?
I can see everything, man.
I need assistance, as you can see.
Well, I did have laser beams shot into my eyes during COVID
okay.
to correct some of that.
I've looked into that.
Yeah, but it's funny. I did that so that I wouldn't have to deal with the mask fogging up my glasses.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then I adopted an aesthetic to be some social media person that always has his glasses on. And then, okay.
Hey, you signed up for this.
Yeah, I did. No, it looks like the chat and the YouTube's pretty packed. Ooh, yeah.
All right.
And
say hello to us in YouTube land.
And you're gonna check the who's
Twitch
hanging
chat,
out in Twitch.
They're excited
Dude,
for
Judge Phil and Wonderland
Duo.
and all them were having a big old. They were having their own TED Talk in there, man.
What are they talking about? I
don't know. They're just dropping knowledge. It's too hard to keep up with.
That's good. That's good.
I'm impressed that for everyone that's able to multitask that well.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't mind multitasking, but we're on camera. I want to be looking at the camera.
Yeah, we want to look at you,
if I'm looking
the
like
people.
This, you know, it just looks a little silly.
Yeah, if I look down and my big bald head gets too close to the camera, that's like people don't want to see that. I gotta stay further back.
How was that last round for you?
Did you? Oh man, that was absolutely a blurple clinic.
Time, right? Yeah.
It was interesting to see, watch them and their body language going into the third game. More relaxed than I would have been. I would have been way
act like you've been there.
Frustrated and tilted, and they were all chummy and laughing and having a good old time, and it was beautiful to see that level of competitive play and camaraderie.
Absolutely, yeah. Sometimes, you know, the nerves can get to you on camera, playing for that top 8 slot. We did select that table intentionally because we knew a lot was on the line. So
I'm curious
to Isaiah's.
Do you have the results through top 8, or do you have further down?
I just have top 8. Well,
okay.
I guess top 9 is what I had available.
Yeah. Yeah, that's congrats to all of those. Do you know? Does it show what their deck colors are?
Not quite, but if you're watching this at home, you're looking for deck lists, we will publish all the deck lists on Inkdex after the event has concluded. We want it to be fair for the remaining top 8 competitors. A lot of times you get to this stage of the event, you have a pretty good idea of what the other players might be playing, but nonetheless, not quite perfect information just yet.
Is that what mine or his?
But that will be
Is that
coming
better?
soon.
That one's better?
All right, we're turning you up.
Turn me up. All right, baby.
Yeah.
It's funny how different sounds and different headphones and different mics, you know. If anyone thinks I'm too... If anyone in the chat has an opinion about anyone being too hot or too cold or too loud or too not, you know, don't be ashamed to shout it out. A rising tide lifts all boats. No one's as smart as all of us.
All right, we got to straighten down. The chat came through. Let us know.
Nice. I sound too loud to me in my own headphones.
No, you could never be too loud.
But I never. Well, in here it's like But I've never touched this. I don't know.
Don't touch
I haven't touched a thing. I know how to keep my hands to myself.
Yeah.
I am not going to mess with. My tip of the hat to all the tech people.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to all the staff. So we've talked about Red Saber Games. We've talked about Collectors Expo. And we have production in the booth
judges
assisting us. Brent Mackay jumping into the booth. He was playing yesterday. You know, sometimes there's some consolation prizes if you don't make day 2. Maybe you'll end up in the booth. You never know. So Brent, I'm sure, did a great job in the previous round. I got to go back and watch the replay. Watch you two at work.
Well, humbly, I am open to any and all notes.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll go forward
From you.
We're all looking for constructive feedback.
And by you, I mean Shane. I don't mean everyone listening out there in the world. I'm kidding.
LORCANA Stan, did you know? I knew you as LORCANA Stan.
Go on.
I didn't know the explanation of why you're called LORCANA Stan. I thought your name was Stan. Did you?
Do you know the explanation now?
I know it now. Do you want to give it to the people? What was your thought process?
I will. I'd be happy.
Or should it remain a mystery?
I'd be happy.
Do you want them to guess?
No. Well, I'd be happy to share and fill in the gaps, but I want to hear what you understand it to be first.
Well, first of all, it was obvious to me, or my assumption going forward. Okay, we're turning me up a little now, too.
Ooh.
Let's go. Check. Hello. All right, how's that? A little louder for me as well? All right, if you guys like hearing my voice, now it's going to be a little louder. That's okay.
Very nice. Go on.
So you are known on social media platforms, on Instagram, as LORCANA Stan. That's how you were introduced to me. I assumed you loved LORCANA. Your name was Stan. However, I was told on your birth certificate, it does not say Stan.
Well, it doesn't say Chuck either, but to be fair.
Is it Charles?
Yeah, but nobody calls me that. Yeah.
Okay. We're learning things.
You could call me Chuck. You could call me Stan. You could call me LORCANA. Yeah. What I wanted to do, I wanted to play with the term Stan.
Yeah. Made famous by Eminem. That's where you're going with
tell
it, right?
the people, tell the kids out there watching that don't even know who that boomer is, why Stan is related to Eminem. Why?
Because of the song, Stan.
Well, what song? What was that song about?
It was about a die-hard fan that wrote to Mr. Marshall Mathers himself.
And it's a pretty dark song.
It is.
And there's nothing dark about LORCANA Stan. LORCANA Stan radiates like the sun. but it was like a super fan. A Stan was a super fan. A Stan was a super fan, but in a negative context.
That is true.
But after the popularity of the song and after the popularity of Eminem,
it's kind of in pop culture, right?
Yeah, they embraced the term as
a positive
like
thing.
A positive super fan.
You're a big fan,
right? But in I think I forgot what Persian language. Forgive me, I'm on the spot.
Farsi? That is the Persian language?
I think it's Farsi. Do you know what Stan means in Farsi?
I don't. I can call my brother right now.
Well, listen.
He knows Farsi.
I bet you can guess.
He's bilingual.
I bet you can guess. I'm going to put you on blast on the spot in front of all the internets watching.
Guess? It could be anything.
I'm going to give you clues.
Okay. Let's hear the clues.
Afghanistan, Pakistan, Turkmenistan.
See, now I'm going to just look foolish because I still don't know.
It literally just means land. Land.
Okay.
Land,
okay.
right? And
so you're LORCANA Land?
Well, I want it to be a bridge between the content creators in LORCANA and the content creators in the parks.
Okay.
I've consumed far more content created about the Disney parks than I have of LORCANA. But I saw so much synergy And I don't think players. Did you get it?
I got it. So our players are setting up for our top 8 match. There's always a little bit of a gap between the final standings and top 8 getting started.
But they're getting set up.
Deck
over there.
checks, make sure everything's squared away, get prizes distributed for those top 16 players. But these players are playing for more. We have 3 more rounds. Of course, top 8, top 4 finals.
So my buddy Lorcana
Lorcana Stan.
we became buddies because I sent him a DM back in the way early days of Chapter 1
Yeah.
and said, Lorcana Stan's got to be friends with Lorcana Man. Just because they rhymed.
That it was
Just
a good
they
in.
rhymed. And I slid into his DMs, and now we're BFFs. Right?
Awesome.
But we had no clue that we lived in the same general area and played at the same shops. And, like, what are the odds,
Yeah.
But he always told me that no one would understand the land part. No one would understand the Stan land. No one would ever make that connection.
Did anyone make the connection?
Bro, about a month ago, we were sitting next to each other at a tournament,
Uh-huh.
and I introduced myself to my opponent, but Lorcana Man was sitting next to me,
Yeah.
and out of the dude's mouth, my opponent's mouth, he says, "Oh, is that like Afghanistan and Pakistan, like land?" And I was like, and I stood up, and my chair went back, and I slammed the table and made a scene, and everyone looked, and I yelled at Howard, see, someone gets it.
Was that the first one?
Yeah, well,
Did you
yeah.
get it? I feel
Yes.
like he needs like a prize. He needs one of your Lorcana
Well,
Stan.
I forgot what
cards.
I gave him a pin or a card. I don't remember what I
Okay.
gave, but
Okay.
yeah, that was a funny moment.
All right, if you're watching the stream right now and you ever see Lorcana Stan and Lorcana Man together, you have to approach him and let him know you know the fine details. You know the Lorcana Stan lore.
Please do. I need more of those interactions in his presence.
All right, we are just about to get started in our top 8.
4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go to the switch. And
Look at that. Look
we're
at
off.
that. And guess what? The Salty Duck crew had 2 representatives in the top 8. We had seen Salty Duck Splish before. I was like, we got to get Salty Duck Andy in the booth. But let's not take anything away from
We didn't get him in the booth.
Our
He
friend
got himself
Lee.
in the booth.
That's true. He earned it.
Yeah.
He earned it. Lee, on the left side of your screen, I think everything's working technologically. I don't want to spoil anything.
This might be the first time
We've had a couple issues.
all weekend.
I told JDZ, I said, look, it's going to be perfect by the time we get to the finals.
Amen.
Perfection.
Just
Maybe
in
it's
time.
perfect now.
Just in time.
Maybe it's perfect now. We got to the quarterfinals. We have 8 players remaining. We started with nearly 200 players. We are down to the final 8. This is where everyone wants to be when you start this tournament. Step 1, make day 2. Step 2, make top 8. Step 3, win the tournament. One of these players could, in fact, win this tournament today.
Step 1, just win. Step 2, just keep winning.
Yeah?
Just keep winning. Just keep winning. Come on, do you know that movie?
Oh, no.
Oh,
no.
Folks.
You're really putting me
If
on the
he
spot
doesn't
here.
know a Just Keep Swimming reference from Nemo. Oh.
The chat asks, have you ever been confused for a member of ZZ Top?
Indeed. But I do not wear a long beard in their honor. I wear a red beard in honor of Dreamfinder because I want to be Dreamfinder in real life.
Okay.
But sometimes I like to put the beard into a point like Merlin, and I wear the sunglasses not for ZZ Top, but for Merlin.
I also
Back
had
from
I
Bermuda.
had a friend who saw you yesterday.
Yeah.
First time seeing you
Go
on stream.
Go on.
He asked if you were Brian Posehn, the comedian. I don't
Oh,
know. I don't know if you're familiar.
That's the second or third time. I'm not very familiar with that comedian, but that's the second or third time someone has asked me that.
I've been told once that I looked like a comedian also
Go on.
by the name of Nick Swardson.
Oh, I
And
could see that if I squint.
I
if
think
I squint,
you can see it, but I don't know that
but
that's
I wouldn't
a
have
good
thought
thing.
I wouldn't have
I
thought of
don't
that
know.
immediately.
I'm not sure if I'm feeling that
Like
comparison.
maybe related.
Yeah.
like his
I
brother.
I got to get on the treadmill. I don't know.
No. You much more fly. Much
All
more
right.
fly, sir.
We are underway. Top
Inks
8.
the
And if you notice, there is a clock. There is a
hypnotic
clock
strength.
in top 8, but we got some extra time. 70 minutes.
70-minute rounds.
Salty Duck Andy kicking us off. I believe he is on Sapphire Amethyst. That has been one of the most successful calls. But this Dumbo, a new Dumbo that we haven't seen. We've seen the 3-3 legendary Dumbo, ninth wonder of the universe.
I
but
think
we
I saw that once
the
or twice yesterday.
3-drop Dumbo. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Maybe you had the possibility. But
and Tipo Inc.
Anytime you are playing a Sapphire deck, you want to play Tipo or Sail the Azurite Sea. I can't say it enough. And he successfully did that. But here we see the 3-cost Dumbo, the flying elephant, 2/2 evasive that gives a character evasive when it comes into play. Let's see. I don't know exactly. We're going to remain mysterious as far as the exact deck list here. Does he have more of this Dumbo flying elephant? Could it play a role before this match is over? But right now, we're just getting started. Tipo and Diablo facing down. Blurple Mirror. Oh, no, I apologize. We were waiting for that second color.
There it is, yeah.
Not quite
Blurple
a mirror.
Steel.
Amethyst,
All right.
Steel, Sapphire, Amethyst.
Yeah.
And Diablo not going questing. He says, hey, there's a Tipo there. Tipo can challenge. No thanks. I got a Genie. Draw a card. Pass it back to you.
First chapter art on that hook.
Yeah, I know that we've debated this. I'm losing like 12-1. If you're in the chat, which do you prefer? Set 1 hook, set 8 Captain Hook. It's one of very few cards that have multiple arts that doesn't have, an enchanted or something of that nature.
Yet.
I'm losing.
Yet.
It might be 20-1 at this point.
Well,
being that I prefer the newer Captain Hook of the two. We see a Pete come down. Pete is an interesting card in this new meta
What
game.
is he blocking right now?
Exactly.
Like
I don't know that there's a lot of actions that it could block a Finder's Keepers with that 5 ink available. But Salty Duck Andy probably just wanting to add a character to the board here, and I'm sure he's going to do just that. You can make out his shirt just a bit there. He's got the Salty Duck shirt representing North County, San Diego. See, he inks that sail. Maybe he's like, hey, I can't play this sail. And Captain Hook down by Elsa. That is a very common play. You see Elsa take down things like Rafiki and Captain Hook. Captain Hook's just kind of hanging out, waiting for something to be exerted. And Salty Duck Andy correctly hangs back until he has an opportunity to take out that Captain Hook.
Elsa 1 slides in and says, nope.
What do we got? Something in the YouTube chat about...
A whole new quest says set 1. The art is just striking with Skull Rock in the background. I agree.
See?
I agree. Whole new quest. And with Tinkerbell
out
in the lantern. Was that one of the 6 from the D23, the first set of D23? I think it was.
Maybe.
I don't remember.
You'd know better than me. You've been to
Sapphire
D23.
Was the
I've never had the
Hood.
pleasure.
The Ruby was the Maleficent Dragon. I don't remember what.
Oh,
I
see what you're saying. I think it might have been in there. I think it's in there. But meanwhile, we got Genie on Genie Warfare. They sometimes brothers fight,
Well, yeah, and apparitions of brothers fight too. Yeah.
What a coming out party for Amethyst in this new metagame.
Doesn't exert anything.
Amethyst well represented across the board, but Lee passes it back. Lore count even. 1-all. Now, what can Salty Duck Andy do? Does he have an action that maybe he had to hold back on the previous
but
turn?
he'll dig for one right
Pete?
there.
No, we got an additional Genie.
Wait, was Pete played last turn or the turn before?
Turn before. Yeah. So
yeah.
his actions are unlocked in this moment, but he just has
no
the character to add to the board.
Again. Look at the standoff.
Yeah, not in any hurry is Salty Duck Andy. He has a lot of powerful cards in that Amethyst Sapphire strategy.
Both seem physically prepared for the long haul here.
One thing I'll point out is, as far as the standings are concerned and what we're watching, we are watching the second place competitor, Salty Duck Andy, against Lee, who finished in the Swiss in 7th place. And the standings do matter because Salty Duck Andy did have the choice to play first. We know that's a huge advantage in this game of Disney Lorcana, and he is getting started looking pretty good so far, but Lee says hold on let me add a Dumbo to the party. I'm going to ink this Pete. I don't need a second Pete. And Dumbo could ask his friend Genie to draw a card. He does. So that adds a lore. What is Dumbo? I got a chance on the break to look around. Oh, we might have the lores switched. I'm not sure because I just saw Salty Duck Andy go up one. So we'll see if we can get that straightened out. And then Strength of a Raging Fire, one of the more powerful plays available to Steel decks. And Pete putting in work in order to do that. Oh, he did just quest. I don't know. Hopefully the lore's right. I think we're squared away.
Confirmation.
Good. Yeah, I was over there. Look, we're at Collectors Expo. There are vendors as far as the eye can see. Every game represented, but of course, there are Lorcana cards on the floor.
If people have been to D23, they know that all 3 halls up here are taken over by D23. This expo takes up 2 of those 3 halls. So it's literally as big as 2/3 of, well, not all the extra panel rooms everywhere else, but of the main hall.
And here we see the downside of Dumbo.
Yep.
Dumbo forced that Genie to be exerted.
Even
and
the Tipo taking out the Diablo.
You had Elsa and Genie combine, and then we ended up with 3 damage on a character, and Bell comes down, takes down the Dumbo, of course, with that 3 willpower. And look at this board. Look how much has changed since Lee last had a turn. We got Rafiki added to the screen for Salty Duck Andy as well.
A wide board. He went wide. And
so Lee's got some catching up to do.
Lee's in a tough spot right now.
This is quarterfinals, top 8.
How many cards does Lee have? 4?
I believe 4. Gotta wonder if Doc is in the mix there somewhere. Maybe he can empty some of that hand and draw some cards off of Doc in an attempt to try and get back in this game.
You could tell he's thinking what he's doing math right now. What do I ink? Yeah, okay.
All right, ink the Bell. We saw how powerful Bell can be.
3, play the Tink.
We see the evasive 3-cost
and a Calhoun.
Tinkerbell. Calhoun, Lee with 2 cards remaining, it looks like.
How much does that Tink hit for?
It quests for 2. It's very similar to the Ruby card Minnie Mouse Surfer that saw a lot of play in Ruby Amethyst decks in the early days of Lorcana. But this is unique because that Tinkerbell threatens a possible shift. That's something that you always have to keep in the back of your mind. Could we see a Tinkerbell Giant Fairy?
And
for that reason, Salty Duck Andy is on top of it.
Do you think he was playing around the ship?
100%. 100%.
Wow.
Well, it's also a 2-quester, so yeah, one of the best options to get off the board. Tinkerbell goes to the Inkwell. All right. There's some concern about the lore totals, but
there's concern in the chat about the lore totals.
We'll make sure. We'll do what we can to get that straightened out. Just underway here in the quarterfinals. This is game 1. Salty Duck Andy and Lee.
Because Lee and Salty Duck, Lee and Andy, they're putting in the lore on the iPad over there. Like they see it, and that's attached. So I wonder. And there's a judge over there too, but I'm not sure.
We're gonna leave it to them. That's the judge's job. But we got a job to do, and that's call the action here. And we have an Arthur, an enchanted Arthur. This is the first time I've seen an enchanted on camera so far today. And that Arthur is adding Challenger and Resist to that Calhoun. And that allows Calhoun to take down the Bell and only take 1 damage.
Indeed.
So Resist stacks. You had Resist 2 and Resist 1. Of course, 2 + 1. I can do that math. Even me.
I could do that math. I don't need a scientific calculator for that.
Finders Keepers.
Fishing for 3.
I've been down on Finders Keepers. I got to admit. I've been a little down on it. It looks pretty good right now.
Yeah, that's a good timing for that. With a board that wide, take out the Calhoun.
Yeah. Salty Duck Andy in a very good position. He just added 3 more cards to his hand, one of which was probably Basil, so that one gets into play quite quickly.
Quest for 3.
We get those evasive characters in for 3 lore. So Arthur now, 3/6 character. It did its job when it came into play. It allowed that Calhoun to get boosted. Now what can it do here? Well, it's not evasive, so maybe it goes on a quest. We'll see. Lee taking his time, debating his options. Playing very carefully, and I don't blame him.
Thinks, what is
We got
it?
Madam
A
Mim Skater. The Skater
another
Madam
Calhoun.
Mim that gives a boost
And
of
Doc.
Challenger. And then we
Draw
have Doc.
2.
That's our first
Good
Doc
time,
of
Doc.
the quarterfinals. Drawing 2 cards. We are in top 8 in this best of 3 quarterfinals matchup. Drew a couple cards off Doc.
And
We
a
have Genie.
Genie.
What's one more card?
2 in hand.
Oh, look at that. Quarterfinals on the screen.
Quarterfinals.
But some of these boards get wide. That's difficult.
Man, that
Difficult for the camera to capture all the action. I sometimes people, they have a lot of characters. They'll have like 2 rows of characters. That's kind of nice. That's nice for us.
that's
At least.
intimidating.
Is it?
Mm.
You don't want to be staring down 2 rows of characters?
Mm-mm.
I guess that can be intimidating, can it? All right,
Taps
4.
4 to play the Dumbo.
So he said, hey, I didn't like your Dumbo. I took care of it with the bell, but I got my own. Oh, I was saying, I was on the floor earlier
Yeah.
looking around at the booth, looking at the options. There were some Dumbos for sale.
For how much?
Do you want to guess?
see?
Do you want to guess? Oh, that's foil Dumbo. Cold foil Dumbo.
Cold foil Dumbo, 120.
Exactly.
Oh,
You nailed it.
Wow.
Lorcana Stan, you win a prize.
That's only
it is
'cause
not
I-
a foil Dumbo.
That's only because I watched Lorcana Goons too much.
Ah,
Hey.
Lorcana Goons and the
Shout
Market
out.
Watch, our friends
What's
over
too
at Lorcana
much?
Goons.
Yeah, no.
So Dumbo was $90 for a regular version, $120 for the cold foil. Big money.
Yeah.
And Dumbo, he hasn't really showed off, but he's going to draw a card here, I believe. You could either quest for 2 or draw a card. We're going to draw a card.
He's got quite a hand.
And
Ink's
Basil
another.
into the inkwell. To be ink. Oh, I think we played a sale that turn. Yep, double inking the Basil. We already got one in play. We don't need additional Basils. And Lee's having some trouble with these evasive characters. He can challenge Genie into Genie. That Genie already has 2 damage counters, so that would finish him off. But he's got a little more work to do. Top 8, Steel Amethyst versus Sapphire Amethyst. I think Sapphire Amethyst, I don't know. It was clear coming into the weekend. Everyone knew that Sapphire Amethyst was going to be well represented, but it's also performing well. Sometimes the quote-unquote best deck going into a tournament, it's
Just
everyone
bombs.
knows it's coming, right?
Or they prep for it.
Yeah, they're prepared. But Sapphire Amethyst attacks you from a lot of different angles. So there's not 1 or 2 particular cards that really target this strategy. Meanwhile, if you're playing aggro, you can kind of pick certain cards if you're playing against aggro, that will perform better in that situation. But if you come into a tournament, hey, I really want to beat Amethyst Sapphire, maybe I'm not smart enough, but I don't know what the card you would bring specifically to target this deck. Chat, let us know. How do you beat Sapphire Amethyst?
I would trust your judgment more than I would trust my own, but but I think what we've also been witnessing, I don't know if it's just me feeling this or seeing this or observing this or if I'm making stuff up, but he plays that smaller Dumbo into the, yeah, okay.
Our friend Bobby McHugh says Ward is a good way to
nice.
potentially counter
Nice.
this
But-
Blurple strategy. If you get 2 Auroras down, you can't do anything.
But what I was,
Oh, we see the Dumbo. He's
that
back.
other Dumbo.
Dumbo Flying Elephant. That's the first one I've seen him play this weekend.
But what I
And,
was
you know,
thinking,
what did I say about 2 rows? He's got 2 rows now.
There seems to be like a post-rotation awkward learning curve that we're all like adjusting to in real time, that everyone seems a little bit more cautious. Everyone seems a little bit less inclined to exert things.
Yeah.
You know, a little more conservative on what they exert. There's a lot more like, oh, let me see that card, let me read it, you know, going on. Because, like, we're all just an awkward adjustment to the rotation, you know?
Well, just as you said that, Lee said, look, I've been hanging back. I've been waiting. I've been waiting for my moment.
And that was the moment.
He just quested for 7, I believe.
Yeah. That
Arthur,
was what
Genie,
he was waiting
Pete,
for.
Doc, all in on the action. So Salty Dog Andy's been looking pretty good this game. But all of a sudden, Lee up to 13 lore. And that Arthur, it quests for a lot. So Salty Duck Andy's going to have to come up with some answers here. We've seen some big turns, some very swingy turns back and forth. That was an excellent turn for Lee in that Dumbo.
And that Dumbo's effect, when you play the character, chosen character gains evasive. Nice way to protect.
One of those characters, we can't hear the players.
Tapped,
might have been verbally spoken to. I might have missed a point or something, but I'm not 100% sure. But one of those characters, you see 5 exerted characters. Genie already has evasive. We know he didn't choose Genie. Could he have chosen Calhoun, maybe?
I think it was the Calhoun that
Arthur.
took someone out.
So I'm sure Salty Duck Andy has a plan. He starts with drawing a card off Dumbo. So he says, look, I have an evasive challenger, but he is better off drawing myself a card.
People in the chat suggesting Andy should quest.
Well, let's see what happens.
What do? Do you quest or do you challenge?
He's facing down a lot, but he's going to quest with Basil. So Basil, of course, has support. What is he giving the support to? Giving the support to Elsa.
Takes out the
Elsa,
Genie.
excuse me. We go into Genie. Genie down. That's 2 lore off the board.
How much lore does Lee have on board right now?
He still has 9. 9 lore. The Calhoun could represent 2. It can quest for 1, or it could challenge and maybe gain 2. We have the Basil available, so that's Calhoun's basically threatening 2 lore. Okay, we have an Into the Unknown. That's
nice.
A great answer.
That's clutch.
Very clean answer
Clutch.
for that 6 willpower character in the Arthur that could have quested for 3. So that lowers it a bit. But we're still threatening, I believe, 7 lore, which of course is Lorthal. 13 plus 7, I can do that math too. Are you impressed?
Wait. 2 for the Genie.
Yep.
1 for Pete.
Yep. Dumbo.
1 for Dumbo.
Calhoun.
4.
Could be
5
2.
or 6. That's only 19.
You got Doc up on the very top of your screen.
Don't
miss the Doc. I know the folks at home wanted to know where we are at. We're at the quarterfinals, of course. But the Doc at the top of the screen, he's just peeking out.
Andy wanted to look at the discard. What did he want to see?
That's a great question.
What was he checking?
Maybe just checking what removal spells have been used,
so
things of that nature. You want to use all the information available to you. Do we have a Bell? Bell would be a nice one.
Only sitting on
right
5.
Now, 5.
Is that? Speak of the devil. And she shall appear.
Belle's not a princess. What is she? She's not a devil.
Yes, she is.
Oh,
She's
she is a princess. Speak of the princess. That's what I was going to say. I wasn't sure.
I don't know. She's out here doing blood magic, moving
Speak of the
damage
sorcerer.
over to other people.
So
sounds scary to me.
Hades Hades works well. Where'd the damage get removed from? It wasn't the Hades, right? I just want to make sure that didn't get missed.
I think it was from the Elsa, to the Calhoun.
We don't got a problem. These guys are on top of it. We have a table judge keeping an eye on things. So Lee, 13.
No, yeah.
Threatening for potentially 4 lore. That's not going to cut it. Meanwhile, Salty Duck Andy now, I love this game of LORCANA. Sometimes you're like, man, I really got to respond to my opponent. I got to make sure that they can't quest for Lorthal. Meanwhile, some of these Sapphire Amethyst cards, they quest for a lot. 2, Bell, 2, Hades, 2. Bell and Hades, you could make an argument. 2 best cards in the deck. Genie's in the conversation, of course. He also quests for 2. All of those cards either draw a card or answer a card. So card advantage built in with quest for 2. This is my pro tip to the viewers at home. Those are pretty good cards.
What is Lee thinking right now? Andy has so much on the board.
Yeah.
Look at him count.
I mean,
what does Lee want?
So
Amethyst
Steel decks have cards available to them like Giant Cobra, right?
Mm-hmm.
But even if he had a Giant Cobra, the discard effect, he'd be one short. And I guarantee you, guaranteed, Salty Duck Andy is aware of that.
Is his deck running anything wacky like gathering knowledge and wisdom or any instant?
We haven't seen it yet. We don't know for sure.
Something sneaky like that could scare, but
that's certainly a possibility. Something like a White Rose could appear. Does he have 3 cards? He got to have Giant Cobra, discard, White Rose, game over.
Everything to play the
Tinkerbell.
Big Tink.
Okay. We're going to put a lot of damage cards. Make sure you bring your dice to your Lorcana tournament. We're going to be seeing a lot more Tinkerbell,
especially if
Giant
you go
Fairy.
wide.
Yes. You got to be prepared.
No, that didn't make rotation. Sorry. No.
Go play Infinity if you want to play. Be prepared. I kind of like this. Look, I've played a lot of Be Prepared in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I've drawn Be Prepared when I'm looking down the barrel of 10 characters, and I know it's my only out, and it's a great feeling. Maybe not
on the other
maybe
side.
not for my opponent.
Yeah.
But it's a great feeling when you top deck the Be Prepared.
Wait, what was that? Dock into Tipo.
Dock into Tipo takes it down thanks to the help from the Tinkerbell Giant Fairy.
Interesting.
But is that going to be enough? But what I was going to say, this new world that we're living in, a whole new world, if you will, it allows for this type of gameplay because decks like this can exist and perhaps thrive and lead. Lots of challenging this turn and lots of help. Lots of help from that Tinkerbell. That 1 damage on each of those characters really made a big difference. So now, let's do the math. 5 lore on the side of Lee, so he's not quite representing Lorthal. Meanwhile, Salty Duck Andy, he's at 13. He could quest to 16. What does he have? The Magic Feather in his hand. We haven't seen the Feather go to work.
Ooh.
He has a Dumbo. Dumbo, of course, could play the Dumbo and draw a card off of Elsa, although this Genie is looking pretty juicy for a challenge. Already has 3 damage on it. You could get in there with the Bell challenge. I'd probably take that every day. But Salty Duck Andy has to keep in mind he's at 13. Is 1 lore more valuable? He said this is a good play. You want to draw cards, get additional information before you make your decisions.
Is he looking for a specific answer, or is he looking for any answer?
I think another Into the Unknown, perhaps.
Yeah.
And maybe that would allow him to have his cake and eat it too. You get to quest and also answer the Genie, something like that.
That's a really good song, man. You know a movie that came from?
What movie? It's not Frozen.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Into the Unknown.
Oh, that song. I thought. Never mind. I didn't understand.
I'm sorry.
I know. Look at it. I
can
tell that is Elsa belting out Into the Unknown.
I did not answer the question. I did not ask it clearly, to be fair.
Okay, we did indeed challenge with the Elsa.
Mm-hmm.
Genie is down. But we have to keep in mind, if we quest with this Bell or do something that exerts the Bell, then the Tinkerbell is live to challenge on in, and then that extra 2 damage would take down the Elsa.
Yeah.
We played a Hypnotic Strength simply to draw a card. We have Feather. Feather can give Bell evasive, and then Tinkerbell can't challenge.
Welcome
all part
to
of the
Lorcana.
Plan. I kind of like this visually. Put the Feather underneath the Bell just to represent Bell is evasive for a turn cycle. Magic Feather, brand new card.
That's good
Fabled.
practice.
This is Fabled released weekend. But Magic Feather, a unique effect, gives something evasive, but you can return it to your hand. You can replay it. If you have a lot of ink, you can make multiple characters evasive through a turn cycle. But right now, both characters on Salty Duck Andy's side of the board are evasive. We're all even, 13-13. This has been a knockout fight, and we're just in round 1. We are in game 1 of the quarterfinals. Keep in mind, this is timed. There has been some moments where players are playing meticulous. I do not blame them whatsoever. but we do want to make sure once this game is concluded, maybe give them a little reminder of the time that they have available. 43 minutes on the clock. Lee weighing his options. Tinkerbell. Maybe he has a feather of his own. That would be a surprise.
Ooh-wee.
Feather of his own would do a
lot
lot of work right now.
Do you think an Amethyst Steel deck would be running feather right now?
Hey, maybe
Like
maybe this
this
is the spot. Whoa, rush! Dumbo has a rush. Thanks to Cogsworth.
Gee!
Oh wow. Okay, I was thinking.
Yeah,
I was really thinking
I'm glad
outside
Pat
the box.
threw up that Cogsworth.
Yeah.
I want to see
so
what
Cogsworth says when you
him.
play this character, chosen character gains rush. So Dumbo was in for the challenge to take down the Elsa.
Now I didn't see that coming.
I didn't either.
But is there a chance Andy did?
I don't know.
Or is Andy feeling the same way? Like, wow, touche.
I think he's
good
got
surprise.
I would be surprised if he isn't surprised.
Yeah.
Because that's the first I've seen of Cogsworth this weekend. I've been scouring the tables.
He's from Chapter 5?
Yeah, he's been around a while.
I don't think I've ever seen that card played.
Yeah, he's
Sneaking
in action.
in with that.
This is the kind of card. People say, rotation, I can't use my old cards. These are the kind of cards that rise to the top thanks to, a limited card pool, things changing. This is what I like to see. Keeps things new, keeps things fresh.
Yeah.
And Cogsworth showed up at the right time, allowing that Dumbo to challenge. Okay, Lee getting some clarification with that bell. So, yeah, it no longer has evasive. So maybe he's saying, hey, visually you're showing that feather is still underneath the bell. Oh, actually, my apologies. Let's read Magic Feather one more time. When you play this item, choose a character of yours. While this item is play, that character gains evasive. Apologies to Salty Duck Andy. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. And then
Magic Feather's even better than I thought.
I love that it's recyclable.
Yeah.
You got to pay.
So if you return it, then the character in play loses evasive, but you can replay.
But if you're playing Blurple and you got plenty of ramp and plenty of ink, you can recycle that thing and protect people all day.
I'm looking at the chat after I corrected myself, but yeah, they're on top of it too. Magic Feather. New card. We're all learning here in this Fabled meta game.
And very nice art too. I can't see the artist's name on there, but what a good gimmick. Ooh, gets rid of the big Tink with the Hades.
Big Tink is a
You
scary
just
card.
made him ink that Tink.
So now Bell still has evasive. Could challenge the Dumbo, could quest for 2. This is a tight game. I don't blame the players. It could come down to the smallest of decisions. And Bell, in fact, he says, I want to challenge, but I do not want to challenge the Dumbo. I want to challenge the Doc. That way my Bell remains in play.
And the item, so that the item can stay attached to the character.
Okay. Do we have a giant cobra? Do we have
Who's we? Lee or
we
Andy?
are Lee right now.
We are Lee.
We are in the seat of Lee as he is taking his turn at 16 lore. He could draw a card with Dumbo. That would go to 17. He could go quest with Cogsworth up to 18. Does he have Giant Cobra in his deck? Does he have a couple White Rose? Does he have a Dock into a Giant Cobra? I think, do we start? I don't know that he can handle the characters on the other side and prevent Salty Duck Andy from potentially winning the game on his turn. We're going to draw a card with Dumbo. What do we get? He's keeping it close to the chest, keeping us in suspense. Salty Duck Andy.
Counting
I
4
bet
ink.
He his hand under the table, maybe he's crossing his fingers, like no Cobra, no Cobra. But
no, that's where his side deck is.
The longer,
no, just kidding.
Longer this goes on, Salty Duck Andy's got to feel a little bit better about his position.
Yeah, stalling him out.
Lee trying to come up with an answer, weighing his options.
The gears are turning. Now he's in the thinking position.
Does he have an answer? This pacing tells me no, but he might be just piecing it together.
Taps 5. for
Elsa.
you know who. Yeah.
Okay, that could challenge the Belle.
She's been putting in work this weekend.
It's going to exert the Hades, but yeah, we
Take
get in
out
for the challenge.
Evasive on evasive.
So now,
What happens to that feather?
So now,
is it discarded or
no,
just off to the side?
Feather's still in play, and that's where the return it to your hand, replay it. It could give something evasive again. Cogsworth in for a quest. Pete down. That means no into the unknown.
So, like, to
Characters
use the magic
protected.
feather again, does he have to pay the 3 to return it to his hand and then pay the 2 to put it on
Exactly.
someone?
Exactly.
So it's on the board, but it's not doing anything.
Active. You're 100% right.
What a interesting. I hope people don't misplay that. Other items don't. Is there any other item that acts that way?
I don't know.
think
Chat will
so.
tell us. But this Pete is important. Protects from into the unknown. Protects. Maybe Andy is desperate. He needs to play a Finders Keepers. Or it's something like a Hypnotic Strength, Assail the Azroid Sea that could just dig one card deeper.
Yeah,
those are off.
Good time for a Pete.
So it took some time for Lee to piece it together, but a strong turn from him.
Yeah.
And now Andy, 15 lore, looking down at 18 lore.
Remind
this
me,
game has
who
been
was
so
who was
close.
On the play?
Andy was on the play.
Oh my!
Lee has an opportunity to swing the advantage to his side.
I lost track of how many people won on the draw with you guys.
It
making
wasn't
those
very
tallies.
many.
But
A few people managed to do it.
exceptions.
A few people managed to do it, but we were trying to keep track throughout the day yesterday of how many players were able to be victorious on the draw. It was not 0%, I assure you that.
And remind me in the audience, Andy was 2nd seed and Lee was 7th? Is that what it was?
Exactly, yes. So that's what gave Andy the opportunity to go first. Andy, 5 ink, Bell, but there's no damage on his characters, but there's damage on the other side.
Yeah.
We can move the
2
Elsa
of those.
damage over to the Dumbo.
Bye-bye.
So
Thank you for your service.
That's not the perfect situation
and
for
that
Bell,
Dumbo
but
will
it did the
finish
job
off
plenty.
the Elsa, yep.
He's plenty happy with that exchange. Okay, what is Hades doing? Going into
Take
the
out
Cogsworth.
the Cogsworth. Clear the board.
Look
Gotta
at
do
this
it.
back and forth.
Able to clear the board without actions.
Incredible game. Oh, Baymax
4,
into
5,
the
6,
Inkwell. We haven't seen
7
Baymax.
for the other one.
Hades.
Oh, what a board clear.
Okay, do we have Giant Cobra? Do we have Giant Cobra in our deck? I don't think we've seen one. Lee, if he had Cobra, we'd see it already.
What
we'd know.
a position.
Oh, he has to be saying, man, I did everything. I tried to
GG.
scratch and claw my way back into this game.
That was a fascinating
That shows the
power.
of Hades. I told you, into the unknown, turned off. Hades says, well, I'm a character. I'm not an action. I'm going to put your character in the Inkwell.
Well played. Both of them.
Very well played by both players.
That was another clinic.
Salty Duck Andy up a game, and you can tell that takes a lot of mental energy. These players have been playing all weekend since yesterday morning here in this 2-day event. Tremendous game.
Does Andy have more than 60 cards? That looks like a big deck. Maybe it's just all double sleeve.
Yeah, maybe it's double sleeved. I'm not a double sleeve guy. I just put it in a sleeve. I'm good to go. If it doesn't stay in perfectly mint condition, so be it.
When I was a brand new TCG noob, I was going to take it all serious, especially because of the value of many of these cards.
Yeah. Chapter 1 days, everything was worth money.
And I double sleeved everything, like real methodically and everything.
Yeah.
Only because one guy told me one story of this one time that someone spilled a drink during a tournament, and it ruined. And I was, but I got tired of double sleeving all the time, and I stopped. And I've never seen anyone spill. So knock on wood.
Yeah.
That can't be the only reason you double sleeve.
I'm a pretty clumsy guy. I spill things from time to time, but if I ever have a drink at a tournament, I try to keep it at my feet. I've even spilled it at my feet. Sometimes I forget it's even there. I'd rather it spill on the floor.
I put my bag down in someone else's puddle under the table before for the same reason.
That can happen too.
Where are we?
All right, we're getting some questions off to the side, but we got it sold. Some people, we need like a live on air thing behind us. Somebody asked us where the bathroom was. We're like in the corner. There's so many other people you can ask.
Like, yeah. I wish, like, she might have been asking, like, hey, where are you guys streaming? I want to watch. And like, but I couldn't tell
we're
because she had
busy.
on a mask. You know, like, I couldn't read lips.
I don't know. I heard something, but we are not the customer service here. We are the LORCANA broadcasters for Collectors Expo here in Anaheim. All right, both players with their altars. We know what Salty Duck Andy wants. He wants Sail the Azurite Sea. He wants Tipo. Lee, meanwhile, he wants to be the aggressor on the play. He wants 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop. 1, 2, 3 sync strength. That's the motto of Steel decks.
1, 2, 3 sync strength. Man, I wish someone made it that simple. Explained it that simply to me way back when. That's pretty
it's
clean,
that
man.
Simple. Well,
1, 2,
just count 1, 2, 3.
Strength. That's it.
All right, Lee on the play. We're ready to go here in the quarterfinals. 31 minutes, 50 seconds remaining. We started with 70 minutes on the clock. All top 8 matches will be timed at 70 minutes. We see Madam Mim, the skater Madam Mim, go into the inkwell. That boosts all the challenger, but Lee says, look, I'm on the play. I want to be the aggressor. I don't want to be challenging. I'm going to get Diablo down on the board, and then Salty Duck Andy with the answer, with that Basil that could potentially challenge the Diablo. Now if you're Lee, you want a Calhoun. Calhoun says, okay, your Basil can challenge my Diablo. I'm going to draw a card, and then I can challenge back. So this Madam Mim, tiny adversary. She's affectionately known as Skater Mim, but that is not, in fact, a skateboard.
But giving everyone else that +1.
Well, you're the Disney lore guy. What is she on exactly? Do you know?
There's a scene in. Now maybe someone in the chat will correct me. I don't remember for sure, but I think there's a scene in The Sword in the Stone when she shrinks down and is messing with Merlin when he's in her house, and or messing with Arthur, where she shrinks down and tries to win him over.
Okay.
And I think at one point she like surfs by on a match like as she shrunk. And I think this is that scene.
I see. So things going well for Salty Duck Andy. He had the Sail the Azurite Sea on turn 2. He had a 1-drop to challenge the Diablo. Lee, meanwhile, did not add anything to the board on turn 2. And now, see, he missed the memo. He missed the memo.
Oh, of the 1, 2, 3 things.
Yeah, he missed the 2. He's inking the strength.
Plays that Dumbo you haven't seen a lot of.
You know, Dumbo 2/2 evasive, but it's primarily in the deck
to give
something evasive. So if you're just playing a 3-cost 2/2 evasive quest for 1,
that means he doesn't have something better to play.
You're right on. Look at that analysis from LORCANA Stan. 100%.
Pointing out the obvious.
That was his best option. He inks a Smash. Smash not very good against Scrooge McDuck. And we're going to play Genie. I bet Lee's a little happier that his turn 4 play is a Genie compared to that Dumbo on the previous turn. But Dumbo is evasive. No evasive characters on the other side. But that Dumbo, it's risky, right? What if there's an Elsa? Elsa could handle that quite easily. And he says, look, if Elsa comes down, it's going to exert it anyway, so I'm going to quest. 2 willpower. We see things like Rafiki, like Captain Hook. Elsa loves to challenge those characters. But we just have another big boy. Aficionado of antiquities.
Indeed.
Look at that alliteration from Scrooge McDuck.
That's my man.
He doesn't need any additional text. He's good enough.
He's my top hat brother.
4 cost, 5/5, quest for 2. One of the best stats in the game. And what's better than 1? We got 2 Scrooge McDucks in play now. That Dumbo, it's still going. But Salty Duck Andy showcasing that sometimes just big, beefy bodies is what you need in this game. All right, we got another Genie. Lee's trying to draw more cards. He has so many cards, so many options. Does he have something like another Strength of a Raging Fire? We saw one hit the Inkwell, but still, only 3 characters. He's having a tough time to potentially answer these Scrooge McDucks, but he says, look, I got a quest. He is ahead in the lore race. Salty Duck Andy. Maybe he has you know what we saw last game, a Feather.
Mm-hmm.
Feather comes down now, gives Scrooge McDuck evasive. See you later, Genie.
Well, he inked one, I think, at the beginning.
Yeah, maybe.
How many do you run in a deck like this?
It's
inkable,
I don't think that
think.
It is inkable. That hasn't been determined. There's no consensus. Yeah, this is release weekend. Some people are playing Feather. Some people on no Feather. Maybe Salty Duck Andy said, "I'm playing 4 Feather." We don't know. I doubt it, but I would love to be surprised.
Hypnotic Strength.
Hypnotic Strength into the
Taps
Inkwell.
5.
We got 5. Is this Elsa? No, it's Belle this time.
But no damage
Okay,
to
no
move
effect.
anywhere. No effect.
No effect. But it's a 2-quester. He says, look, I'm just going to add 2 questers to the board and continue to quest
and
try to get to 20 as quickly as possible.
Yep.
So not exactly what you want to be doing with Belle, but so you have to recognize when it's correct to play certain cards without getting their maximum value. And Salty Duck Andy deciding that was the case here with the Belle Accomplished Mystic. If you want to get a really, really fancy Belle Accomplished Mystic, you got to go over to our friends at Disneyland California Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
We are across the street here at the Anaheim Convention Center. Get your quest on and collect your Belle. All right, Lee. Taking his time with his Steel Amethyst deck. He recognizes
all 3 of his characters are evasive.
He's got a lot on the line here. If he doesn't win this game, his tournament is over.
Why is he hesitating if all 3 of his characters are evasive and Andy doesn't have anyone that's evasive?
He could be thinking about things like Feather. He could have a Dumbo.
Exactly
that. You want to draw a card. You still gain a lore.
Yep.
Why not draw a card and add to that? So Lee is going all evasives all the time, and he's going to try and win the lore race that way. He could have songs to sing, perhaps. He could have a Strength of a Raging Fire. He could have just drawn one off a Dumbo. You want to draw your cards first before making those quest decisions. We add the Captain Hook to the board. The Captain Hook can help out against some of this board. It might not be able to do it all by itself to handle something like a Scrooge McDuck. Remains to be seen if he has something like Hypnotic Strength in his deck. And you know what? Every Amethyst Steel deck that I've witnessed in this new format has had a card like Giant Cobra. I'd be surprised, but we haven't seen it yet from Lee. And he's playing the Tinkerbell. Maybe he went that route with the Tinkerbell package.
What does Andy do here? Does he just quest and say, catch me if you can?
Well, he can't challenge unless he has a Feather. I would certainly consider questing, but there could be a lot of options. There could be an Into the Unknown in hand. Maybe some card draw that could change things. Maybe you have another Belle, although you can't challenge.
So, like, he's got 7 on board. Lee's got 7 on board. Andy's got 7 on board. If Andy just quests out, goes to 13, what does he do? Like, all these are heavy hitters, except the Basil. How much does Basil hit for?
1.
Oh,
quest for 1.
Except
quest
for Basil.
For 1.
All the others are heavy hitters. And he would force him to challenge.
Well,
with
Lee,
all his evasive people.
We'll see how it shakes out, because if he quests with everything, Lee is ahead in the lore race.
Ooh,
for now, but Elsa.
There's an evasive.
What did I say? Elsa loves to deal with Captain Hooks, but she asked her friend Belle to do her dirty work, and now we are going to quest with the Basil. We're going to give the support to Belle, take out the Genie.
Nice.
So, yeah,
those
thought it through.
goes to 10.
said, hey, I'm going to do some challenging and some questing.
Both and.
Right there we see the power of Basil.
Yeah.
It looks so innocent.
Yep.
But with that support,
And
at
now
the
has a
key moment,
whiteboard.
the support can really come in handy.
We're going to see a lot more support sorcery this set. Yeah? You anticipate more like
absolutely
more of a thing.
I think support in the previous format prior to rotation, we didn't see a lot of cards with support. We got this Clarabelle news reporter. You know, Clarabelle, I believe it's light on her hooves.
Right.
The floodboard.
Right. The dancing one.
Clarabelle's got so many options to potentially shift onto, and this is in the mix. We've seen some Emerald Sapphire strategies have success in this format, and I think personally we haven't seen a lot of Emerald this weekend. Emerald's a little lower on the totem pole, but it's got time to go back up. I think Emerald's best card is the shift Clarabelle, so maybe this other Clarabelle with support gets in on the action as well. Meanwhile, for Lee, he's got Dumbo, he's got Genie. Genie's at the top of the screen for any folks just joining us, right above that quarterfinals designation. One thing we really have to do, I want to make sure, well, we got a judge over there. I'm sure he's informing them as well. Hopefully these players are aware that time is ticking. There is timed rounds in top 8. We have our head judge, John, checking in on the situation. I think he is concerned about the same thing I am. Just make sure those players are aware, because they are kind of secluded off into the feature match area here at Collectors Expo. We just want to make sure they have a fair chance at advancing.
I've given this area a name.
What's that? What's the name?
We're kind of in a cave, so I'm calling it the Cave of Wonders.
Oh, perfect. Hey, I've seen that movie, okay?
Good. That was going to be my follow-up question. You beat me to it. Good job, champ.
I've seen
You
that
got the movie that came out in 1992 or whatever.
Yeah, that's in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Give me the 90s
Get it.
Disney movies.
Nah, it's fair when you two were talking about it's kind of hard to go to a Disney movie as a grown man without a kid.
Hey, I go to a lot of movies alone. I have no shame.
Well, yeah, but not kid movies. That's why you didn't see Frozen. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
true.
I heard that conversation. We're just
any listeners at home, go to the movies by yourself.
Yeah,
it's
there
a
ain't
good
nothing wrong
time.
with that.
You don't have to worry about anything.
Taps.
You know what's the worst? If you bring someone to the
Smash
movie,
to Elsa.
Smash joins the party.
I miss Smash.
You know why I kind of like going to the movies by myself? Sometimes you bring someone to the movies and then you pick the movie and they don't like it.
Yeah, and then you feel like you did something wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I just wanted to see that. Like,
just go by yourself. If you don't like it, that's on you. You chose the movie.
Can't get mad at anybody.
All right, we're back to Salty Duck Andy. He's up a game. These games have been very close. If you're just joining us, you got to watch the replay of Game 1. That was a terrific game.
Yeah, that Brent taught me a new verb.
What's that?
When discussing the shift of momentum. Swingy.
It was a very swingy game.
Oh,
Every
man.
turn.
I did not anticipate that last swing. That was.
You know what's a swingy card? Bell.
Mm-hmm. But still, I did not see. I thought Lee had it. I thought Lee had the last.
Lee might have thought he had it too. Very, very close game. And sometimes I've been in this position. You go back, you watch your match, and you figure out, on turn 3, if I would have done this differently, that would have made all the difference.
There's got to, being in a features match is a privilege, but it's also like there's a cost. Ooh, get rid of the Dumbo.
All
there
right,
you go.
Hades. Dumbo did some work this time, but Hades says no more, and we're going questing.
But
we are all the way up to 17, 18.
But there's a mental cost to knowing that you're being recorded, knowing that people are watching. That's got to be.
There's
in
a
the back
cost.
of their
There's a
head.
benefit too.
But the benefit is you get the post-game tape and you get to do the homework.
100%.
Yeah.
You also get to listen to us talk about like, why did he do this? Why didn't he do this? And then you're angry at home. You're like, of course I did it because of this. You fools.
Which is why I'm stoked that you and JDZ are on this with me. Thank you, because I don't think I'm giving them much advice on that kind of stuff.
Ursadon asked in the chat, did the 5-0 Ruby Steel deck make top 8? So he did start 5-0. You got to watch the replay of yesterday. We featured a Ruby Steel player who started as good as you could. However, you can't win them all. He did not make top 8 here today. He did make day 2, but unfortunately fell a little short. So we are getting word that I believe the 3 other matchups in top 8 have concluded. This is the final match in top 8, and we're playing Doc and discarding 2 cards.
What did he have to discard?
It's a bell for sure.
Something else.
I'm not 100% on the second card. Might be a Mr. Smee.
I can't tell. But that's
Mr. Smee?
being forced. Yeah, look, what is he digging for?
Anytime,
he's digging for an answer.
This tells you one thing.
He doesn't have an answer.
Yeah, he's desperate.
GG.
He's desperate. That's it.
The
Salty Duck crew. They got 2 players in the top 8. Salty Duck Andy is going to the semifinals. Man. Congratulations to him.
Well
Lee,
done.
you had a tremendous tournament.
Absolutely.
No shame in that top 8 finish.
I would have.
But Andy moves on.
If I was Lee's opponent in these last 2 games, I would have scooped in both games, assuming Lee had it. Both games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it says something there, not just about my naivete, but I think it says something there about their tenacity and their endurance, and you know, they don't get tilted as easy as I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That we're seeing some real top tier stuff today.
That shows experience.
Absolutely.
You got to know how to lose graciously too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Look at you. You had to put the sunglasses back on, huh? You're like,
well, I got a gimmick, man. I got to stay in the gimmick, man.
You got
But during the gameplay,
staying in kayfabe, huh?
But I can't. I'm staying in kayfabe, my man.
Yeah.
I got to keep kayfabe alive, baby. It's all real to me. But if I keep them on, I can't read the cards as well. So I got to take it off when we're doing the thing.
Fair enough. If you're just joining us, we just wrapped up the quarterfinals at the Lorcana. Once was a 5K. We bumped it up to a 6K. So Collectors Expo in the future, you got to check them out. We're really hoping. We're crossing our fingers. This was number 1.
Let's make it a thing, everybody.
There could be more. Be more.
Let's become the West Coast version of all those great big tournaments they have on the East Coast.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Come out and support. If you're on the West Coast, you hear about Collectors Expo in the future, you got to come check it out. We're playing some Fabled today. They're keeping us on our toes with the magic feathers of the world.
And even cards from older sets that we hadn't seen before, like that Cogsworth from set 5 that I'd never seen
before. Yeah, the Rush
before.
Cogsworth came up at a key moment, but Andy still victorious.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and Andy won on the draw. Andy won on the draw, game 2.
Yeah.
2 games, no problem. 2-0.
Well done. He was the higher seed.
He was the higher seed. He's the number 2 seed, which pretty much guarantees he's going to be going. Because I don't believe the first seed and the second seed can play until the finals. So he should be going first next round as well.
That Salty Duck crew, man, they...
Where's the Salty Ducks?
They're
getting
cooking it up.
Congratulations.
They're cooking up some salty
over to
dishes.
our left. They're representing North County, San Diego.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of a drive. I wonder if they got a hotel, if they drove home last night. How much sleep did the Salty Duck crew get?
Bro, you live out in Redlands, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Inland Empire is as far away as North San Diego County.
It's a little closer. Oh, well, I don't know.
Ish,
Close. Same deal.
You know, they probably feel the same. It just, San Diego feels so far away from us, you know.
San Diego sounds far.
But they think Disneyland is close, you know. Like they think, I don't know, in Southern California it seems like a lot of people, if the drive's under 2 hours, they're willing, and if it's not, nah. You know?
Yeah, I'm born and bred Orange County.
Yeah.
However, I've lived in a lot of different states in my life.
Right.
I've lived in New York. I've lived in Washington. I've lived in Oregon. So I got the whole West Coast covered.
Yeah.
Washington, Oregon, California.
Yeah. West Coast, best coast.
What I've noticed
is
exactly what you said.
Yeah.
In Southern California, you need a car.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, some other places have us way beat in public transportation. We got the weather. We got the sunshine. We have Disneyland. We do not have good public transportation. However, So I have no issue if something's an hour, even 2 hours away, like you said. Sometimes it's only an hour away without traffic, but with traffic, whoa, boy, could be 2 and 3 hours maybe. But when I lived in these other places, you said something was a half hour away, and they scoffed at you. That is too far.
Yeah.
Let me stay to my little area. I'm comfortable here. A half-hour drive? Are you kidding me?
I feel so blessed that, like, within a half an hour of my house, there's, like, a conservative estimate, I haven't actually done it, 25 shops playing Lorcana.
Oh,
within
yeah,
30 minutes of my house.
We are blessed.
Yeah.
I mean, with that, we have a high population here in Southern California. That means we have a lot of options for things. So we certainly have it made in certain areas. We do want to let you know that the semifinals are coming soon. Our top 4. I don't know if production can get that on the screen just for any newcomers coming in and out here at Collectors Expo. Top 4 coming soon. This is Lorcana Stan. If this is your first introduction,
at your service.
Go to Instagram, follow Lorcana Stan if you want to see more of this guy.
My man. You know how I'm gonna segue out of that beautiful compliment and shout out?
What's that?
This is probably my last. Is this my last thing? This is my last thing for the day.
That's true.
Right?
We are going to do a little bit of rotation.
How are we?
This is the plan. I'll lay it out for the viewers at home.
Tell the people.
We got.
So I can learn too.
We got Lorcana Stan. I'm Shane Downey, also known as Shaner's Edict.
Yes, he is.
We just covered the top 8. We're going to do a little switch in the near future. Brent Mackay, you may have seen him last round. I'm sure he did a tremendous job. And your boy, JDZ.
Oh, they're doing the next together?
Yes.
Okay, so we're both leaving right now.
We are both
okay.
leaving. We're getting booted.
And then the final round will be you and JDZ.
Exactly.
My man.
Yeah.
As it should be.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
As much as I would have been willing and honored and privileged to call the last match today, I personally, selfishly, would prefer to listen to Shane and JDZ call it.
I hope
I'm glad that worked out.
Everyone
that way.
who's listening to my voice right now, I hope they are also hearing me and JDZ in just a little bit once we get to those finals. I had someone approach me while I was on a break asking me where I got this shirt.
Yeah, is this a Roosevelt?
It is a Roosevelt shirt.
Very nice.
When I showed up today,
right.
JDZ looked at me and he said, bro, I almost wore that shirt today.
Oh.
And JDZ has the best drip in the game.
He's got a lot of Roosevelt shirts.
I'm actually proud of myself
that
I hand-selected a shirt that JDZ also
That's
finds
like a
worthy
backhanded compliment.
of his own closet. I remember way back in the day. We're not going to tell the viewers. We're not going to tell the viewers how old we are. Way back in the day, JDZ's
feeling
coming.
it.
He's
we're
coming.
Feeling
He's
the
coming.
Hot tag.
He's here. He's
here.
here. Okay, let me.
We're feeling the hot tag.
I got to finish my story.
The hot tag. Oh, wait, not yet. Story first.
Then we'll hand off.
Okay. We don't want to leave the people without the finish of the story.
I went to a prom. I think I was 19. Yeah. I had graduated. I went with a senior. Nothing shady.
Great start. Keep going.
But I went with a group of people, and my friend's girlfriend.
Yeah.
She had a nice dress on, of course.
Go on.
She saw another girl with her dress, and boy, was she upset. She was very, very upset. It ruined her night. It ruined prom.
Is that how you were going to feel if he had the same shirt on?
No, I would have been proud. I would have been proud. If me and JDZ showed up with the same shirt, that would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
Maybe next time.
Wait. I just got one last question to ask in front of the internet.
Oh.
You didn't wear this shirt where Scar is surrounded by idiots because you felt like you've been surrounded by idiots all weekend. I'm kidding. All right. I just love that line.
It's been a pleasure. JDZ,
thank you,
Brent
everybody.
Mackay coming soon. Semifinals.
Give me the hot tag,
Stay
brother.
tuned into that dial.
Ooh.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. I'll be back.
Keep it locked. Don't touch that dial. Look at that transition screen. Who needs a transition screen? Literally, who needs a transition screen? Oh, well, I hear it.
We'll do it. Yeah.
Stan's leave me hanging. I'm hanging.
You gotta.
We're hot swapping, dude.
I'm gonna play my walkout music.
We're hot swapping. Let's get it going, man. What a long break, Brett. But we're back
Let's
at it
do
again.
it. Let us go.
Listen. When I saw you hanging out
Yeah.
in the dojo doing your thing over there, I was like, Brent, you're playing in this tournament, big dog. You're a broadcaster, big dog. I'm going to need you sitting over here in this booth make some of these calls, man. I really appreciate you taking the time
Brother, I
to come through
appreciate
there
you making this happen, man.
Oh, we're going to make it happen. You believe. If you can believe, we can achieve. But I hope before we even get this thing started, as we got dumping cacos over here, come on, Sky Dog. I need you to wake up, player. I need you to get it together. We're still dumping cacos over here. But I got to tell you, I know Shane probably already mentioned it, but I forgot that we are simulcasting. We are live on YouTube as well as on Twitch. And I have been completely neglecting the YouTube world out there. And I want to issue a huge apology to everyone on YouTube right now. Thank you all for being here on YouTube. I can't see the YouTube chat. I do have the Twitch chat up.
I'll get the YouTube
But if you want to
chat
get the YouTube chat pulled up so we can make sure that all the Illumineers out there all across the TV land who's been locked in, laser focused, rocking with us the entire time, I think is important. So thank you guys all for being here in beautiful Southern California. This is your home and native land down here in SoCal. So real quick, I know you had a chance to talk to Stan about it. You guys are two SoCal icons out here. Can you just talk to me about the scene from your perspective as someone who plays in these waters?
Of course, man. The scene is anything you'd expect, I would assume, from other scenes. It's hard to contextualize, right? Because you're only a part of like one scene.
Right.
So it's hard to be like, well, I think we have the most of whatever. But what I will say is this. It's a friendly community.
Yep.
People are willing to help each other out within just the one local game store that I frequent probably the most. That, you know, these are my guys. Yeah. Like the amount of Discord, yo, can I borrow a Dumbo? Yo, does anybody got Lilos? Yo, does anybody have Cobras, right? All of this stuff, I'm saying the Lilos and Cobras for myself because I needed them yesterday.
Right? Yeah.
I was like, yo, I need some stuff. I lent my Dumbo out, right? It's all about the community at the end of the day. And this community has been so generous, so kind, and so fun to play with.
Absolutely, and I got a chance to experience that a little bit. I went over to one of the local game stores on the night that I arrived here.
Yeah, I saw the
and
pictures.
It was on a Thursday night Thursday night going into Friday on the midnight for the release night, and they had between 40 to 50 people there on a regular league night, and I was so jealous because I was like, man, I wish I had something like this close to my local area, and everyone's in there just having a good time, laughing, wearing costumes, playing, and it was just really nice experience. And I was told that's just like one of. There are other shops around this area that are doing that. It's a hotbed for Disney LORCANA down here. So I'm so glad that we're able to be a part of this tournament here at this series. I call it the SoCal Crusher 6K event. I'm patent pending. Okay, it's not going to happen. They're going to try it, but Disney LORCANA 6K event, courtesy of the Collectors Expo down here. It's a beautiful venue, beautiful tournament, and I've had so much fun being a part of it.
I'm so happy, dude. You would love it down here. If you have other days where you can come down, swing by, I would love to take you to the store that I frequent.
Okay.
Everybody would love to see you. You know, super competitive too.
Yeah.
I don't want people to mistake kind and, you know, genuinely nice people with saying like, yeah, but they're scared. These people are monstrous.
And I'm trying to tell you right now, and I was listen, Brent.
Yeah.
When they first asked me to come out here and be a part of this tournament, I was like, I don't know, man. The meta is going to be so brand new. These decks are going to be not refined, not well tuned. The players are going to be bad because it's brand new. It's a new rotation. I am so extremely shocked and surprised with the refinement of these decks and the caliber of players that we've seen on these streams today. Very few misplays. The decks are built in such an optimized fashion. You think that we were 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks into this format. This is the second day.
Yeah.
The second day these cards are legal, and these players are going through these lines, and they're making these decks, and they are very, very fine-tuned, and it is just so impressive, man. So that just goes to state exactly what you're saying. The players in this region are here to play. They're here to be represented. They have trained. They're battle-tested, and they just want to get out here and show you what they got. And we are going into the top 4 of this phenomenal tournament, and the blurple is the word, okay? Yep. There's a lot of Sapphire and Amethyst out here. So if you like Blurple, we're going to be in luck. But we got a special treat coming your guys' way. We found some non-Blurple, and we're going to get them onto this broadcast here coming in for the next round.
Do we want to say what it is, or do we want to leave it a surprise?
I want them to be pleasantly surprised. Because I'll tell you right now, I've seen this deck, and I haven't looked at all the deck lists broken down, but I'm telling you right now, there's a card that's being played in this deck that you probably have never seen in your life. Mm-hmm. I know Brent's mouth was agape when he saw it. He's like, bro, what is that?
Yep.
Let me read that real quick. What does that do? Okay, it's in the deck. And it's a very, very cool thing. So hopefully it comes up and it pops off, because as you look at it, what the deck is naturally trying to do, what that card is, if it works, and it probably will work, you're going to be like, wow, now that makes so much sense. And that just goes to show what we've been saying all day. It's like, hey, you need to be into that bulk bin. You need to be analyzing all of these legal and playable cards, because there could be something there that you missed, and you need to try everything.
Exactly. Like the Pirate's Life, right?
Yeah.
Like pre-Maui Shark, we were looking at like what? It was like sub $1.
Yeah.
Overnight, bro.
Yeah. It was
$15?
Are
you kidding me?
It was pennies. It was pennies. It was
foil? Yeah.
Fractions.
Uncommon.
Yeah, fractions of a penny. It was literally worthless. Okay, it went from nothing. Maui Half Shark gets printed, and next you know, the entire game has changed. Now, just imagine you multiply that so much, because there's so many cards that used to oppress and hold down so many other cards, but guess what? Now those cards are all gone. You need to go back and make those reassessments and see what you can create.
Bro.
And there have been people who've been out here absolutely cooking.
Imagine buying a Pirate's Life foils, like 100 of them, the night before for like $20, and you sell 2 and you've already made $10.
You're retired and you're living in Fiji somewhere.
Oh,
You're hanging out you bought your own island. And you're kind of kicking it over there, living your own Pirate's Life.
I hear that's how Bill Gates did it. He just got all of the Pirate's Life.
Is that how he did it?
That's how he made his fortune. He was the next Bill Gates.
A small loan of Pirate's Life launched an entire dream, the true Walt Disney story, how he truly got started. I like it.
Yeah.
Hey,
what's up?
I only heard half that joke, right?
Yeah.
But I still got it. And it reminded me of that scene in Hook where Wendy looks at Robin Williams' Peter Pan, and she's like, well, Peter, you've become a pirate. Like singing the Pirate's Life, being a corporate raider like Bill Gates. See?
There you go.
Corporate raider, stealing other people's stuff and getting stuff.
Okay.
Man.
Okay.
Good joke.
And that was LORCANA Stan. Back at it again.
I'm not deep in the hook. I'm not deep in the hook lore, you know. I wasn't. I watched it recently again. You know, we were talking a little bit yesterday about like you playing all of these cards. You start looking. You start going, what's this from? What haven't I seen? And my wife has been the hugest. I owe all of my LORCANA love to her, because she was the one who said, there's this Disney trading card game. Let's check it out.
She was telling me that story. You wanted to be into another game, we're talking about Pirates. You want to be into a little bit of One Piece.
I was thinking.
And you're like, I don't know. I'm glad. I think that was a great decision. I think you guys absolutely nailed it.
Yeah. You know when you just pick up a game and you're like, no, this is special. No, I really like this. This is a lot of fun.
Yes.
And the number of times we played with just our Chapter 1 starter decks, you know, it so fun.
Absolutely.
Driving to every place we could find product anytime there was. It's hard. It's out. You think because SoCal is so big, it's like, oh, probably easy to find product. But there's so many people, too.
Right.
That's a part of the community, too, though, man, is like we're all out here. We're trying to find the product. We're trying to do the stuff. And then at the end of the day, if you don't find everything, you still need a deck. You got homies around.
For sure. And you just build upon that.
You're building friendships.
All right, but I'm checking out a little bit of chat before we get on in. I'm on the Twitch side. Brent's going to be on the YouTube side. So we got a lot of people interested in the Ruby and Steel deck. Unfortunately, the Ruby Steel player, he did have to succumb, and he did not make it into that top echelon of the tournament, unfortunately. He started off hot, kind of ran out of gas, but the deck is still pure heat, and we absolutely enjoy it. So hopefully he'll continue to build on that and come back better. Also, we're asking how many blurples. I believe, according to my mathematics, I have to look at it again, but in the top 4, we have 1, 2, 3 copies of Sapphire and Amethyst and 1 other deck. And we're going to see what that other deck is just in a moment, as it's going to be locked in and laser focused on this top number 4. But also with those blurple decks, as it's collectively known, there are some unique things that are in some of those blurple decks. I've seen some helping hands. I've seen some second star to the right. I've seen some big body Radigans in there. The big war baby is going to be a part of this thing.
The beefy boy.
Even though there are a lot of Sapphire and Amethyst, they are trying to do very similar things. Whose tech is going to be better suited for that mirror and how that thing's going to work out? I think Radigan is going to be a great choice, and we'll see how that thing goes. So I believe the players are ready. They are in the dojo. They are locked in. We're going to a little bit more blurb coming your way, and then we have another mystery deck you got to find out here very soon. So hopefully the players are ready. Brent, I'm ready. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling ready because I have a theory. I was telling you earlier.
Yeah.
I got a theory that this other deck, I think it might be a Blurple killer.
You know what? I don't hate it. I don't hate the call. I think it might be, you might be onto something. And we're going to find out why. And as the rounds go along, you can start to speculate on why you feel that way. Because, again, I'm trying to do this little bit of tantalization here. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to tease a little bit to make people interested in what we're going to be showing. So I don't want to give too much information away.
Exactly.
But I think your theory might be correct, and I think that is what.
But we're about to see. Yeah. We're about to see how the matchup is. I didn't get a chance to see a lot of the matchup yesterday. So, yeah.
Okay. I saw it myself, and I think your theory was pretty sound. I think it was not able to withstand some of the characteristics of that deck. Yep. I might have to start spoiling. High willpower. It's the high willpower and low strength of that deck. Colorless versus Salt Duck Andy. I think that's it. I believe that is who it is. I believe that according to John, and shout out to John, I'm sure he's going to come through and get that thing down. And while I'm shouting out John, I don't want to be remiss in my responsibility. Before we get this thing started, we cannot thank enough all of the tournament organizers and all of the beautiful judges that we have in this tournament getting this thing going. Okay, people who are sacrificing their time, they're sacrificing their, their feet, they're walking. Because it's not close where they're making these walks to where the players are playing to coming back over here to the feature match area. So huge shout out. I'm going to give a shout out to Nigel and Rob. They're going to be the TOs who kind of helped put this thing together, along with their entire staff for setting all this up, because there's a lot of people behind the scenes moving it around. We got the head judge, John, who's been walking all the way back and forth, doing all the heavy lifting, carrying the team, supporting the team.
The main man.
Taking nothing away from Matt, Daniel, Ben, and Max, who are going to be the judge staff for today. Everyone doing their various roles and functions to ensure that this tournament is running buttery smooth. They are encountering all the issues that we may have, and they are absolutely getting it done. But we're about to get this thing started. I believe the players are ready. Brent, are you ready?
I am all set, man. Let's go. It looks like we are drawing the cards out.
Underway. So if you're not ready, go and tell your friends. Go and let everybody know that this is the semifinals. Hold up, that might not be correct. I don't think those color combinations are right at the top. We need to fix that before we get it started, as it is happening. It is time. Seat backs up.
Mm-hmm. Top four. Underway.
Seat backs up. Tray tables are stowed. We are blasting off for 40,000 feet. As it looks like, I believe Salt Duck Andy might be on the play the entire time. I believe he might be the higher seed.
It looks like it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you always mulligan first when you are the one going first here.
For sure.
Colorless, holding his hand back. Real pro move, You don't alter until you know. You don't alter second until you. Yeah.
I like it.
That's gonna add an interesting flavor to this matchup, I think.
Winning on the draw has been a subplot of this entire tournament. It has been something that is proving to be very difficult. In my experience as a player, I don't think I've won a game all set on the draw. I just don't think it just has not been happening for me. It's happened a lot more than I originally anticipated coming to this tournament, but it's proving to be incredibly difficult. So
depends a little bit on the matchup, right? If the matchup is like really, really crazy bad, then I think that there is a little bit of disparity there. But this matchup in particular, and the cat's going to be out of the bag soon.
The cat is coming in quick as Colorless is out there rocking and rolling with the pink sleeves. Again, we got another matching mat to the sleeve combination. I've been keeping track all day. That has been something that has been happening nonstop. And it looks like we're going to go ahead and ink that Go-Go Tamago, and the cat is technically out of the bag as the little John
hits down, but people are starting to suspect. I love that we're keeping it a big secret, like it's a huge surprise. Rafiki out here, by the way, a nice Challenger 3. Won't be able to take out that John, but you don't have to play around Rapunzel anymore. Which,
for sure.
I don't know about you. It feels really nice to not have to worry about putting damage into stuff.
Absolutely. Just sitting your character, but your Rapunzel's gone, but Belle is still around. And now I think Belle's a little bit more annoying. He's bringing down another Rafiki. Both of these Rafikis will be able to double take down the little John Can't Cook. So now after you ink two of your hypnotic strains, one of those hypnotic strains plus Rafiki could have done it, but now two Rafikis might be a little bit better, as the name of the game is to expand the board as we ink the Nala down, bringing the Ursula Deceiver, and it will reveal no song.
And he's going to miss on that Ursula Deceiver. That's always rough. Whenever you're playing Emerald, you drop down that Deceiver, you're hoping against hope that your opponent has something you can rip out. But I don't know. Not feeling as strong this set. Not a lot of great songs.
For sure. I mean, they do play Into the Unknown, but no friends on the other side. No Be Prepared to Rip these days. Ursula is kind of decreasing in value. But, however, you also get a chance to get a little bit of that information and what your opponent has in their hand, and that might determine how you break down some of your follow-on plays.
And things are getting even worse here for Colorless. Andy is starting with, like, maybe one of the best starts into the Sell the Azurite Sea, and then having the one-drop Rafiki to be able to contest the Little John. You don't want to turn anything sideways. In this matchup, Colorless needs to go fast. And yet it's Andy who's the one bringing the big board presence and bringing out the big questers in the form of the Genie.
For sure. But we did see this deck, and I'm going to tell you right now, there is some hidden spice in this deck. There are some cards that this color combination typically does not play in this Churna Dog version. We're going to call it dogs these days since Churna Dog is no longer
I like to call it Dogs.
The Dogs.
That's my favorite. The Dogs.
Dog.
Oh, and Colorless throwing down another Ursula right after seeing. I wonder what the strategy is there.
I think it's got to be just a fact-finding expedition. I think he's just trying to get the Ursulas down. As that Genie came out, you got some new information. Another Genie comes down as these boards are continuing to expand. So you're just trying to see what your opponent has in their hand, and maybe you can set yourself up. You really just need characters. You need to keep flooding the board with characters so you can get into those tramp plays, set up your discard, do some things like that. Maybe that could be the way. But you just also need singers, because I'm going to tell you what right now. We know what's in this deck. I know what's in this deck. There's a card in this deck, and this board does look daunting. It looks quite fierce and ferocious, but there's a card that Colorless plays in multiple copies that can easily turn the tides of this of battle relatively quickly. You just need the singers to sing it.
Some of you have already figured it out, but I mean, look at this. We're ahead on the ink. We're ahead on the lore. We're ahead in the cards here. Like Andy is playing this perfectly to a T. He's getting all of the right cards that he wants here. Colorless looking like he's struggling a bit to figure out what to play down, and that, I mean, Go-Go is not what you want to play.
I still feel Colors he's doing exactly what his deck wants to do. He's staying up straight. He's playing kind of around a potential. Elsa right here would be a severe punish, a setback, and a major operation, but I think if you're kind of just waiting, if you go tramp into an Under the Sea, you are super duper back, and Salty Duck Andy has to kind of start to recognize these things. But at the same time, this color combination, or in this configuration of deck, they might not play Under the Sea too terribly much, but I know for a fact that we saw that Colors has that option available in his strategy.
Yep. And Andy, I wonder if Andy is even thinking about it. He plays down the Scrooge McDuck, which is a 5/5 body, which will not be affected. So that duck will be able to go to town a little bit, but
let's count it out. How much
he's
singer?
at 8.
How much singer is that? So that's 2.
He's exactly
3,
at 8.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This could be an Under the Sea. It will cost your entire board, but you're going to take away 4 characters in the process if you want to scene together. This would be a huge symphony of Under the Sea. I haven't seen a scene together with a 5-piece in a long time. Colorless might be able to pull it off
with a 5-piece.
5-piece scene together might be insane.
Yeah.
That might break the record, but we're going to find out. As you also lose character in the process. We're playing 2. You can get a tramp out for, that's a big tramp, or smaller tramp. And you can go big tramp and find it too now. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can ink potentially, play the big tramp. I think you need at least 1 card in your hand, though, to kind of set up for an Under the Sea as well. So
I mean, man, if he goes into big tramp here, and then Under the Seas everything, that's going to be absolutely insane.
It's going to be incredibly difficult to recover from that. So let's see if he's got it. I mean, you can. You're checking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards to potentially dig for an Under the Sea if you have the big tramp in your hand right now. But it looks like he might not have it, and you just don't. You're going to pass back over. So this is a problem now for Colorless, as there's a lot of lore coming in from the Salty Duck, as the Salty Duck gang is trying to take over this tournament and take that trophy back down south.
All Andy has to do is turn sideways this turn, and he's up to 14 with a bunch of big, beefy, will-powered characters who are going to struggle. And it's not like Colorless has a lot to contest with either. Like, look at the strength of his characters. All very low. All Andy has to do is play maybe 1, 2 more threats down, and it's going to go from bad to worse here.
This is a problem. Like another Scrooge here, or another 6-cost character. Maybe that big Anna. I think he might have that in the deck. I'm not sure. Finders Keepers goes down to the Inkwell. We're going to pay the full value, bring down the smaller Elsa, and just clear that tramp relatively easily, taking a little bit in the process, and then that's a whole 6-piece coming back your way. So Quest for 6 getting all the way up to 12, and I believe this might be lethal damage in play coming back at Colors, who needs to get to this Undersea almost immediately. It would still be very potent if you can find it almost game-winning, and you can't get it done. You're going to go right on into Scoopville. You hate to see it. Oh, my goodness, that's brutal.
I mean, again, you talking about the curse of going second. Maybe not a curse. Maybe it's not as mystical as all that.
Yeah.
It's just a tough way to come back, but especially when you are playing an aggro deck, right?
Yeah.
And you don't find the – I'm sure, like, the Little John, right, is not your favorite turn one play into the Ursula, right, into another Ursula. Like, just not being able to find any of the cards that he was looking for on that one.
For sure, and not getting to your outs, not getting to see your deck do the thing that you designed it to do. Granted, had he hit a tramp there, found that under the sea, we're telling a whole different story.
Exactly.
We didn't get a chance to see the deck perform the way he had all the characters that he wanted. You just need to get to that big tramp to kind of push it over the top. So we were talking about it earlier when we were trying to be mysterious and magical with our assessment, and we're saying how maybe this could be a nice Blurple counter because they have characters with high willpower.
Yep.
They have characters with low strength. Low strength is actually something that people might need to start looking at sometimes, because Elsa into Belle has been just dominating me. And now if you Elsa take no damage back, and then Belle won't be able to be as effective, so maybe there's something there that wasn't there before, too. So I don't know. What are your theories? What are your thoughts on why do you think Emerald and Amber might be a good matchup against Sapphire and Amethyst?
Well, really,
again, not based on what we just saw.
Of course.
That was an isolated incident there.
Well, Amber is going to have a lot of the lower this character's strength. And really, right now in this meta, we don't have Grab Your Swords. We don't have Be Prepared, right? Much to the chagrin of a lot of the community. But, like it or not, Emerald is the one color that actually has a clear board wipe.
Yeah.
Paired with Amber, it makes a lot of sense because you have a lot of cards that are going to lower your opponent's strength. So that in combination, I think is going to make this a very powerful combo. I think with the Sapphire Coil also, I think Emerald and Sapphire are going to be really great decks.
Wow,
I think it's going to be tough, though, because it feels like Emerald Sapphire is just a teensy bit slower than Blurple.
Yeah.
So it will struggle into a lot of the aggro meta.
I agree. I don't know if Sapphire Coil might be the way because his items are just looking real bad right now.
That is true.
But if I had to call it, there's another card I'm looking at, Heads Held High. I think that's a very similar effect. It does reduce strength. It does heal your guys. It's a song. It's inkable. I think maybe people can work with that. Also, maybe a card like Pouncing Practice. Inkable card, reduces strength, make your guys evasive, and then you can under the sea there as well. So Emerald and Sapphire has the options to be able to do those types of things. There are some cards, and there is a card in Colorless's deck that can reduce strength, and hopefully it comes up.
I would love to. I would love to see it.
Here.
The Daisy Duck, much better start here. And I mean, against Blurple specifically, it's going to be powerful because there's a lot of songs, there's actions, right, that Andy has. Whereas if you're playing up against a mirror match, maybe Daisy Duck isn't as powerful because you don't want to keep giving your opponent more cards. The chances of Andy drawing into a character, not as high as some of the other decks.
It's still a little high, but not as high because they do play Into the Unknown, they play Finders Keepers, they play the Hypnotic Strength, but this is just a character-based format. Like most of the decks, they're playing 80 to 90% characters in their decks at a minimum. I mean, it might be more all characters and maybe some number of Strength of Raging Fire. And
that's exactly what I'm saying, bro. Into the Unknown goes to the bottom, and now that's a very valuable card that would be a helpful preventative against an aggro deck. Boom. Bottom of the deck. You got 3 left, bro, but what are you going to do? You can't draw from the bottom. And this is huge, actually. The fact that Andy did not find the Rafiki is giant, and now he's kind of forced to play this Tipo. Will go down on card advantage a little bit. You'd probably want to play the Sail, but if you had the Sail, you'd probably value Tipo a little bit stronger so that you can get a body on board, start contesting a little bit. Even with a little body, but now the Lilo's coming down. We're going up to 6 lore this turn.
Absolutely, and we're questing again too. And we miss again. The Vision of the Future goes to the bottom,
bro.
So Brent, I think you're cooking. Maybe Andy's deck does have
broken
a little
clocks works twice a day, brother.
You might be onto something, man. You might be cooking. Hold up. Yeah, I haven't seen a Daisy Duck miss twice in a row in a really long time. That's a little bit nostalgic for me as Daisy used to run through the Ruby Sapphire strategy, sending a lot of their cards to the bottom of the deck. Nowadays, it's kind of a double-edged sword with Amethyst, Steel being a huge part of the deck or a huge part of the format, and Sapphire and Amethyst Blurple also playing a ton of characters as well, missing 2 times in a row.
Right.
Seems very painful.
Even forgot about the Magic Feather, another item card that, I mean, dude, if if he quests out this Daisy and we send a Magic Feather to the bottom, I'm just, Giga Brain. Lilo's out here. She's going to be representing a consistent threat because every time she's banished at the beginning of your turn, you can pay 2 ink, bring her back out exerted. But the Scrooge McDuck is exactly what you want to find here because this is the card that will be able to contest, maybe even get like a 3-for-1, 4-for-1, right?
And it's got that big body, too. It's going to be really hard for Colors to take that thing down. And he also can withstand the Under the Sea as well. So this might be a problem. This might have to force Colorless into a non-questing, non-challenging role unless he wants to start losing characters over and over and over again to what Salty Duck Andy is doing. And you need those characters on the board because if you don't have a wide board, your Tramp becomes way less effective. And this deck runs through Tramp. And there he is. Speaking of the Tramp, he's popping off right here as you're going to get a chance to check 4 cards, send forward to the discard pile, finding the best one, and hanging on to it.
And I was about to say that I don't think that Colorless is off to the start that he wants, even playing a Bobby Zamersky, playing a Nala, right? Not exactly what you want. You probably want to get some of your bigger questers onto the board, some of your more beefy bodies here. But now in the form of Tramp, which will cycle through a bunch of cards, Colorless, even though he doesn't have the draw power that you might have once had with Rapunzel, you have the cycle power, so you'll be able to, get rid of a lot of different cards under the sea, hitting the discard, correctly noting, not really important in this board state here, but we're going to climb up to 8, we're going to climb up to 10, 12, with a 2/8 body on board that Scrooge McDuck will not even be able to take out, even with some hypnotic strength, right?
For sure. You are kind of making yourself a bit vulnerable. Like if you lose this board with the amount of ink that you currently have in your inkwell and the resources you have in your hand, it's going to be very difficult to recover. So you're kind of blade running a little bit, but you look at Salty Duck Andy's board and it looks quite feeble. And you're feeling comfortable that you can get a couple quests in before they can try to clap back, and you're already sitting at 12. Threatening 2, 4, 6, 8 more. So this is lethal damage in play. So you do have to engage in combat for sure. And if you get to, and like we said earlier, look at this board. How good is Belle right now? Belle's not looking too good.
Belle is, it's gonna. I mean, what are you gonna do? 1 damage counter?
Like 1? You're gonna clear something and put 1 on somebody else. You see, so there is something there.
That's Belle's semi-accomplished Mystic. When she only hits for 1 damage counter, it's just semi-accomplished.
Oh, Belle the okay Mystic. She's all right. I mean, okay. She had to try it again. She's semi-accomplished. Yeah. And we got the Tipo who's going to get the Hypnotic Strength.
Hypnotic Strength. We'll be able to take out that Nala.
Take out the Nala. He can take out the Bobby Zameruski. You can go after that Lilo if you want, turning him into a fit-to-fight warrior in this spot as he has a lot of versatility. Now coming in for 3 string.
Yeah, and the most annoying thing about this Lilo is you can't get rid of her.
Yeah.
She's like the in-laws, man. You just
if you keep inking and get to that Hades turn, you can tuck that Lilo down onto the inkwell, and that'll probably be a good way to get rid of her.
That is true.
If it gets to that point. But
is that really even the biggest threat? You want to get rid of that Tramp, man.
Absolutely.
Like you got but yeah, Lilo is more of a mosquito bite, sort of irritating.
But it is representing 2 lore, and it does come back exerted, so that'll at least give you a time. You got to get that Lilo off the board, and Scrooge correctly identifies that Daisy Duck is a huge threat as well. You're going to get her off the board, and now look at your characters are just sitting with just that 1 damage each, so Belle can't even really finish anyone off the way that she does. Just imagine there was 3 damage now hanging on that Scrooge. Belle comes in, and she could just tank your entire existence as Tipo is going to get another cheeky ramp in while playing the Rafiki with that last remaining ink as well.
Wow, that's not a bad turn. That is not a bad turn for Andy. Colorless is going to get to 16 here, but he's got to be careful because now that Scrooge McDuck in combination with the Rafiki is going to be able to essentially one-shot and trade in for that Tramp. Not make the trade, excuse me, I misspoke. But now Colorless is in an awkward position. To my knowledge, there is nothing within the Emerald Amber deck that's going to be, on the play lore, right?
No, there is. There's a very important card that Colorless does have access to, Gogo Tamago. You got to watch out for it.
You're absolutely right.
Gogo Tamago will come off the top rope super fast and blast you all the way back to the Shadow Realm faster than you ever knew what happened to you. So even if a situation comes, like if Colorless were to just quickly exert the character in quest and go for 4 right now, get up to 16, I'm super hesitant with what I'm doing with this Scrooge. I'm super hesitant because I got to be fearful of stacking damage now because Go-Go could come and just finish the game off.
Yeah, the thing that's in Andy's favor, though, is that even though that Scrooge McDuck will be racking up some damage, all of the most of the characters on board are very low strength. So let's say in the perfect world, right, he challenges into that tramp. He does have the Go-Go. Whoa! And now Colorless can look for the Go-Go.
I'm looking for the Go-Go. I'm looking for the Go-Go.
Specifically.
I am specifically searching my deck, looking for Go-Go Tamago, and quickly tossing everything to the discard pile with not a care in the world. Or maybe if you want to get really loose with it, you can find, if you can't hit the Go-Go, still maybe even Under the Sea here is not the worst because you're clearing 2 of those T-Pos, you're getting that Rafiki, and then you just leave that Scrooge McDuck who is going to be the main combatant that you have to worry about. So potentially that could be the line of play that Colors is looking for. But I'm for sure going for that Go-Go as that tramp just came in. Oh, never mind, it's the other one. It doesn't matter. As long as one of them is drying, one of them is questing. And that quest looks very Go-Goable. Not going to lie.
Absolutely.
It's giving Go-Go.
Absolutely, because if they, I mean, Andy's got to be careful here because there's really no way to play around it. You have to take out that tramp. I mean, unless we have, unless we have, I'm trying to think. Unless we have Hades to take out the tramp that is unexerted, we take out, we use the Scrooge McDuck and the Rafiki to take out the other exerted tramp. Like, that will be an awkward position there. But then you can't even neatly take out the Bobby Zamersky, with the Tipo. So that's going to be an issue.
It's a
You're
conundrum.
going to get to 17. Then your Scrooge McDuck will have to have 3 damage on it, right? So all the play lines kind of equal up to if Colorless has the Go-Go, I'm pretty sure he wins this match. I mean, there's
no matter what.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a whole bunch of ink like we're used to seeing with Blurple, right? We're only on what, turn 6?
And we did see him do like a hyper Tipo turn last turn, and so he did kind of accelerate a bit.
Yeah.
But right now you're sitting at, I believe that's 6. You could potentially go up to 7 in the Inkwell. Hades would be great. You can't really get to that Elsa Spirit of Winter. That would be a phenomenal card in this situation. It would potentially help you out there, but going up to 16, being able to quest all these glimmers and then pop a Go-Go, because I just know that card's Go-Go that's in hand. It's got to be. But if it's not,
then this is still anybody's game here.
Oh, I see you're still in a huge advantage position. I think you're at 16. Salty Duck. It's not a mistype.
And I thought about it. The one thing that you have here is you can challenge in, and if Andy has the Bell Accomplished Mystic is able to transfer that 3 damage over, that's going to be absolutely back-breaking.
Yeah.
Because now you don't have a target for the Go-Go Tamago, even if Colorless has it in hand.
I think you might be correct, but still, you would have to send so many characters into this, and then that's going to be able to. You still got to break up the questing as well, because even if the Bell comes in, and we are going to Rafiki take down the Nala.
Yep.
Bell comes in. Bell cleans up the Scrooge. Very good.
Oh!
And you take out. Great turn coming in from Salty Duck Andy.
And Colorless is going to get to 18 here, but then.
Yeah, and now you're gonna have the Bell for the rest of the game. I think you're gonna have the Bell for the rest of the game unless you figure out a way to uniquely keep damage off of these characters, playing around Go-Go, not even worried about the Go-Go, going for the Lilo here, not setting yourself up for a potential top deck Go-Go. You love to see it.
Yep.
And we're gonna quest almost instantly going up to 18.
I think what you also want, if you have one more 1-drop or 2-drop that you can play here, that's going to be critical. That is amazing. Oh,
it was never Go-Go.
There was never
He
a
never
Go-Go.
had it. He never had it this entire time. We're talking Go-Go.
You got to play around it. I thought you were talking so confidently about it. I thought that you'd seen
Go-Go.
it.
I felt the presence.
I felt the presence. Yeah, man.
Overall.
That's just how strong Colorless's aura is, man. He can make you assume that it's something else.
Yeah.
He's doing some illusions on you, bro.
So now you need Elsa. You don't have enough ink to go for a double dynamic Elsa turn. Those are the most painful turns, but you can play one Elsa. You got to clear everything except for that Prince John. So you need at least one Elsa to get after the Daisy Duck. You need to send the entire farm into this tramp and then clear that Lilo and hope for no Go-Go off the top, which you know it's coming. I'm telling you right now it's coming.
Is one of the hard. You think that it's coming? You think
Yeah,
that the
for
Go-Go
sure
is
it's coming. This game will end via Go-Go. I've seen the script, okay?
Yeah.
I saw the director's cut.
Okay.
Go-Go will come off the tizzy right now,
Yeah.
and it's going to win the game.
I heard you
Take
on the
it
director's
straight to the
commentary,
bank.
man.
Yeah.
It was great. You did a great job.
I've seen the script.
Yeah.
It's going to game number 3.
This
Go-Go is coming off the top.
Story is
Take it
almost closed
to the
here.
bank.
But yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know if you've played Blurple a lot. I'm going to tell you straight up one of the reasons I don't like playing Blurple, and it's really, really dumb.
Yeah.
I just don't like doing the math. I'm sitting there and I'm going, okay, hold on. And then I end up taking so long, and my opponent's just sitting there, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I'm doing math here.
1, 2,
but that
3,
is what
4.
Andy is doing. There's so much calculation. Andy, I'm sure, plays this, has a much better grasp of the situation right now.
Yeah.
And would have already scooped if there wasn't any kind of answer. But even
it's got to be Elsa, and there it is. Okay,
you called it.
Here's the Elsa. We're going to go ahead and exert that Daisy Duck, and now you need to be able to take down that Tramp, take down that Daisy Duck, and then I'm telling you right now, take it to the bank. The Go-Go is inbound 1 billion%. I'm kidding. It might not be. I don't want. It's too much pressure now.
But imagine if it is. No, you got to set it up because the one in like 36 chance that it is. Bro,
well, it might have more. It might be like 2. It might be like 2 because I think we've seen one maybe go down to Inkwell early. I think maybe one got discarded or something. There could be a potential for a Go-Go.
I am telling you, dude. If this is a Go-Go, if this next card, JDC Quest, is a Go-Go, then anything is possible. Then the magic has occurred. We are on Disney. We are so close to Disney properties, right? We are at Anaheim Convention Center. We got to see a Go-Go. We got to see a Game 3, and I'm calling it. We are seeing it, man.
It's about to happen. Here it is.
It's happening.
And we have just enough to pull it off, and then we're going to send those 2 characters going to get into this Daisy Duck, taking her down. And we have this Lil Jon.
We're going to get to
quest.
3 here.
Scrooge Quest for 3. Here it is. Do you believe in magic off the tizzy?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we do have 2 turns. We do have a 2-turn clock here, so Colorless actually has the ability to do. Yeah, if he doesn't draw it right now, he has 1 more turn to draw it. But dude, he's got 4
There's
ink.
no chance you're thinking Lilo here.
No
way that's
no!
right. No way that's
No
right.
way.
No way that's right. Is it the Go-Go?
That's a Go-Go. If that's a Go-Go, you're sitting there going, I don't know.
And you're sick to your stomach. There's no
way. But again, even if Andy quests everything out, challenges in, he's still going to be a turn away. Even if he quests everything out, but he can't quest everything out. So unless he plays another character down, which I'm sure he has.
I mean, Hades the Infernal Schemer would be quite nice here.
Yep.
Or you could just challenge both of these characters. You could just challenge down and quest.
Wow,
you can't challenge down and quest.
Did that? Yeah, I'm just trying to think, like, is there any other reason why? But
yeah, I mean, but there's a lot of bricks too. I mean, you do have the big Tramp. You do have the small. Any Tramp right now is a complete unplayable brick. You do have like some other cards that are just completely unusable. But this could be a 19 stop at 19 loss here. I ain't heard no bell because you clear this board quest. Hades, the next thing you put down, you're gonna win.
You know what? I do actually see that there is a world where if Andy isn't able to drop another something here, then if they have to challenge into both Little John and the Lilo, I think that there is a world mathematically where you get an extra turn to find the Go-Go.
Yeah.
So if Andy doesn't drop any other characters down this turn, he challenges in, takes it out, he won't be able to get within lethal range, and then it gives Colorless an extra turn. Whereas if you don't play the Lilo and you don't draw it, then you only have 2. This gives him 3. So maybe that's what he was thinking. Maybe he's like top level playing, right?
But Andy's going to take the time off here to kind of just draw a few more resources by gaining one lore, 1 draw with that Dumbo, and now you got to do some board fighting. Maybe potentially looking for an Into the Unknown, potentially a Hades or something like that for the next turn to kind of set up. I think you have to clear Prince John. You have to clear that Lilo, trying to see how much lore you can do this with, as we'll go ahead and take down that Prince John, keeping that bell as healthy as possible.
Yep.
And then we have to get after that Lilo.
We've gotten to 4 here. So we've gotten to 4 lore. So if he quests everything out at this point, I think that's exactly right. I think that he gave himself an extra turn to draw into the Go-Go. That was the whole strategy. Because if you draw into it this turn, cool, I win next turn anyway. But if you don't, you put out the Lilo, and now, dude, this is next level play.
If he would have had the Go-Go, though, in his hand, if he gave himself the option to top deck it, then he just wins. I guess he just
wins, but you win either way.
Yeah, best of both
worlds. You win either way.
Yeah.
This one gives you three turns to draw, potentially.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Let's see if you get it. And we're going to go 2. There it is.
Go-Go!
Told you. Take it to the bank. Take it to the bank.
Go. You called it. You called it, dude.
Take it straight to the bank, dude.
Lorcana, the meta is still alive and well. Ladies and gentlemen, you called it, bro. knew it.
Take it directly to the bank,
You
dude.
need to are you getting shirts made of it?
The shirt says, take it to the bank.
Yeah,
Okay? That's what
and
it
it's
is.
you standing at the bank with a go-go in your hand.
Let's get it, man. Never didn't have it coming in.
It's you and Gogo Tamago. She's the cashier handing you the money at the bank, and you go take it to the bank.
I knew it, man. And it's just, I can say you might be onto something, man. Maybe he was on some next level super.
I think he was.
Ultra Instinct type beats there.
I think he was giving himself an extra draw just in case he didn't draw the go-go.
Yeah.
But as commentators, when we were setting up that moment, if he had top decked the go-go and it was and he had to wait an extra turn to play it from the Lilo instead, that would have been absolutely massive. That would have been a moment for all time. So while I love that Colorless won, we're going to a game 3 here. Excellent top-level play. Colorless, if you had drawn the go-go off the top, man,
I'm walking
that
out
would have
of
been
the
history. Yeah, we got to ask him afterwards. We got to be like, yo, bro, did you have that?
I would take my deck and I would just eat it. And I would just quit the game. I consume my entire deck, and I would just ingest it, and I would literally walk out of the venue.
Would you burn it up into ashes, put it on like a pepper?
No, I just eat it. I just completely just raw eat it, dude. Just
raw
chew
eat
it,
it.
sleeves and everything.
And all, dude.
And I'm walking out of the venue, and I'm done, dude, because I cannot go out like that.
See,
absolutely hate to see it.
Anybody can eat a plain old card. When you eat the sleeve, too, you know you mean business. That's
That's exactly correct. I'm consuming the entire thing, as Colors is going to have to do some serious uphill climbing to win this thing on the draw.
It's going to be a Herculean effort, man. You saw how that first game went, but that first game, I'm not convinced that we saw a good matchup because Colorless didn't draw a lot. He didn't draw the Daisy. He didn't draw any of his early questers. He didn't draw the ladies, any of the tramps, right?
And he had, like I said, he definitely had outs, and he didn't hit him because that tramp. Imagine if he finds that big tramp, draws 6 or 7 cards, finds the under the sea, sings the under the sea.
Yep.
You can't lose.
And
I
it's
think you're
only
totally
a Scrooge
fine.
McDuck.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you're totally fine from that position. Your opponent was outflanked, outmaneuvered, outresourced, outvalued.
Now you got like 7 characters on board, right? They're still not at the ink level that they want to be
for sure.
Shout outs, by the way, to oh man, I think he only kept one. Colorless only kept 1 card. He altered for 6 cards.
That's a good sign. If I'm Andy, I'm taking a huge sigh of relief. I always look when my opponent's altering, and if they alter, when my opponent goes, I'm just gonna keep it. I'm like, I'm about to get cooked. Mentally, in my mind, I've already lost.
You might alter an extra card or two, right, to be like, okay, well, he's got the nuts. Let's figure it out here.
I'm cooked. But when they say I'm gonna send 6, you know what? I'll send 7. The hand stinks. I'm like, I'm about to win. Okay, so being on the play, you see your opponent is altering super heavy. You got to have a little bit of confidence coming in from Salty Duck Andy, but you got to be wired. You got to be weary. That game did go a bit long, so you're able to see a lot of the contents of your opponent's deck. I believe this is open deck list, so they're able to know what their opposition is going to be doing.
So they do know what Rafiki. The other has. Cool.
I believe so. I could be incorrect.
And this right here, even just opening with Rafiki versus not opening with Rafiki, turns the tides here. Daisy Duck, a great grab, but if Salty Duck Andy misses that turn 1, this is a whole different story
for sure. We saw that Daisy Duck having some great effects. I think that went for maybe 6 to 8 lore last game, but now this Rafiki is going to tell a completely different story, as if you exert that Daisy, you got Hypnotic Strength coming down.
A Tipo here is going to be bad. A Tipo here is going to – that's bad.
I'll take it. No, I'll take it because now Tipo Rafiki can't clear this Daisy, so Daisy cannot quest. So I'm fine with this.
Oh, no, I'm talking about from Colorless's side.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying that that's
true. You're right.
You're
right.
The Tipo,
absolutely.
If it's just Sail, you can still quest your Daisy out. It's only 3 damage, right? We got another Daisy. Do we have the triple Daisy opener? Okay, we got a lady. Close.
Okay. And you're just going to continue to build this massive board. This is textbook Turner Dog behavior. They like to put character, big tramp, get the out that you need, and then take over the game from there. So I think this is a very, very good start for Colorless here. As Andy is kind of slowing it down, you're going to need that Elsa here in a few turns.
Yeah, I mean, just to harp back on the point, right? The Rafiki, if that Rafiki isn't there, we have 2 lore on board, right? We only have a Tipo on board on the side of Andy, and this game looks completely different.
Yeah.
Right? That Rafiki is critical. That
Rafiki
coming down might be on turn 1 already. The
difference maker, as he could just anchor that entire board. But like I said, this dog strategy much different than other turn the dog strategies we've seen in the past.
Yep.
It has game. It has another level that it can go to with the ability to be able to sing Under the Sea. With the ability, we didn't see the card yet, but it might come up. There is an item in this deck called Scrump that is in the deck, okay?
Yep.
If you guys know Scrump, that can come up, and that can help get the Scrooges under the sea.
Whoa!
Get some of these big characters under the sea.
I don't know if you caught that. Andy just missed an ink.
Oh, no,
and
he didn't.
only played a Rafiki.
No, is that true?
So this is.
Oh, that's terrible.
Meanwhile, Colorless is going to come down, and he knows that there's going to be some songs that.
So we missed ink, but we had the Hypnotic in hand.
Only got a Rafiki down on the board, and now there's only a Hades. We don't want to ink the Hypnotic, not deduction, the Hypnotic Strength.
Hypnotic Strength.
Or the Bell, which I totally get, but now you're
playing it. I'm drawing
a
a card. I don't. If that is that correct? Because did he miss a draw or something? What happened? How did he get so far behind? Oh, the Tipo with no Genie, I think, feels bad.
He played the Tipo down, but this is exactly it. So this is Colorless's chance. Colorless, look at him. He's nodding. There's a little more life in his eyes. I think he knows that Andy's shaking his head. He's smiling. He knows, but he just drew into something else that he doesn't want here.
It's got to be, and he's trying to hang on to those Hypnotic Strengths because he wants to be able to get the maximum value out of these Rafikis, get a plus, be able to take something down if he elects to exert. But you're walking right on into this Under the Sea. This board is very under the seeable, and with that Ursula, like we talked about, even if it's not nabbing songs, it's giving perfect information on what your opponent has in hand. And you see that they're struggling with ink, they're struggling with characters, they're struggling with everything. We put another undersea target on the board. This is looking grim. If you can, how much single capability do you have there? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got enough right now to sing that Under the Sea with the board that you have. Granted, you're going to lose a lot of lore pressure by doing so, but at the same time, this is going to be a problem. We bring out the Bobby Zimmerowski, who's going to dig another card, looking for that Under the Sea.
Yeah, this Under the Sea would be back-breaking, and Andy, I don't think, would be able to come back from it. He would be able to get down one. No. We're not turning the character sideways here. We're using 2, and we're going to
putting that little John down to the inkwell. We could get a big body tramp down as well to dig for. Count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're digging 6 here.
Yo,
this is scary.
Finding the tramp, that's huge.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And if we find
6,
the Under the Sea here, man,
you can sing it, and that could be devastating.
Colorless might find literally the one card that he needs in order to turn this game into like a brutal backbreaking on the draw win. Like, man. We'll see.
I think you sing it if you could, and we're going to bring out another tramp.
Oh!
That's kind of bold. That's a bold maneuver. You're electing not to use the strategy or use the effect. So electing to play the tramp now instead of holding it for next turn, looking for that Under the Sea, I think that is a scary maneuver. But you understand your opponent is a very vulnerable position.
And he misses. He misses. Sell the accuracy. This is going from bad to worse for Andy. Andy has and a Hypnotic Strike on the other Daisy. No way. Dude, JDZ, we're about to watch the dogs.
The dogs
we're
are
about
back.
to watch the dogs eat it up.
The dogs are cooking right now.
Do you hear the Baja Men? Because somebody let the dogs out. JDZ, we're about to watch a dogs into Blurple finale. Are you kidding me?
Oh, my goodness. Can you believe in miracles right now? So maybe, Brent, you're right. This might be the anti-meta pick that we've all been looking for. A deck that can handle Amethyst and Steel pretty well. A deck that can play well into Sapphire and Amethyst. It might be the dogs Under the Sea, Daisy Tramp Turbo. This thing is absolutely moving around right now.
Look at how much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 more.
And taking nothing away from Colorless. Oh, he's playing so well, too. He is absolutely playing out of his mind, knowing exactly what to do, how to present threats, using those Ursulas in a way that we haven't seen in a long time. Just as, hey, I see your hand, I see you're weak, I'm going to push and see what you can do about it. Let's see how good these Rafikis are now, because guess what? Your Hypnotic Strength, who cares? You can take down my characters, but I got a whole nother echelon, a whole nother back row of guys just waiting to fill up the place and keep it going. So this is absolutely insane. The dogs are looking good.
Putting on a clinic, man, and that is why that lady specifically, in combination with those tramps that are going to be able to come onto the board, really quickly, before Andy has anything to do. That's why I thought that this Emerald Amber Daugs matchup was going to be favorable into the Blurple. It's showcased right here, right now.
It's looking really good. Granted, Salty Duck Andy, he kind of had a pretty slow start. You didn't curve it the way you wanted to. You didn't see your genies. You didn't get into your bell. I don't know if you're playing Iagos. I think Iago would be actually very formidable in this exact matchup, but I'm not sure if you're playing it. You didn't see your Scrooge McDucks. We saw how important and impactful the Scrooge McDuck was in that game number 1. You didn't see it. You got a lot of Rafikis, which are cute and cool, but at the same time, when you're staring down the barrel of multiple tramps, multiple daisies, ladies, multiple ladies, and they have perfect information from your hand, it doesn't feel as good.
After the second turn, man, when Andy did not ink, played down Rafiki and passed, I was like, yo.
This game might be over.
If Colorless can draw. And I didn't know how monstrous Colorless was about to draw here and put down like 20 characters on board, but man.
And that was off of an Alter 6. So maybe he was like, I just need to get to that tramp. I don't care about anything else. You put the tramp in my hand, street smart dog, put him in my hand and give me everything else. I don't care about it. Whatever, and it's going to work out. And it definitely worked out for Colorless this time, as this match is getting a bit out of control, as you got 2, 4, 6, 8 lore being represented going up to 17 next turn. You are top decking, which is one good thing that Salty Duck Andy has going for him.
Yeah, I mean, for Colorless, though, all he's got to do is turn sideways here. I don't think Andy – I mean, you can ink something, play down the bell that we saw in his hand after the Ursula came down. But he passes. He doesn't have any ink.
He has no ink. He can't do anything. He's got Hades and Bell in hand, and he's thinking about inking that Bell. I think he probably would have to do it, but that feels bad because your opponent knows your hand is Hades and Bell, and you just play another lady, exert. You got to get a character this time just for the vibes. And it is going to be that TikTok being added to hand. So it's a little late for TikTok right now, as you are questing super duper heavy. Characters exerted getting all the way up to, I believe, 17 lore being placed on the board with a lot of heavy lifting for a few characters.
Yeah, and Andy's just the handshake comes out.
Wow, man, what a showdown. The dogs are out here barking, man, getting it done. Holy moly, donut shop. That was an absolute dismantling of the Sapphire and Amethyst strategy, and you kind of got to love to see it, because Blurple is the new big bad. The way that people felt about Ruby and Sapphire in the previous sets, that's the way people are going to feel about Blurple right now. The way people felt about Amber Steel, the high-rolling Amber Steel song deck, that's how people are going to feel about this Blurple strategy right now, because it is the big bad. It's the boogeyman. And this deck right here seems like it has all the tools required to kind of dispatch that deck with the greatest of ease, and it just went down in a major way, Brandon.
I agree, man. To win on the draw like that and to flood the board like that. And to be fair, I don't think we saw a very accurate depiction of the matchup, because it felt like all 3 games, the player who lost was the one who they kind of bricked. They bricked a bit. Colorless on that first, it was just like, oh man, I wish I could have seen how this deck played. The second one felt like Andy kind of bricked a little bit, didn't have that one drop, didn't have any of the, really didn't have anything until turn 3 to drop down, right? Still a fight, but yeah.
Whew, what a great matchup. But it looks like we're going to have Colorless going to be in the finals, and we're going to have a Salty Duck rematch, a Salty Duck revenge, as Salty Duck Splish is going to have to try to come back in and defend his countryman who has been taken out by Colorless. So now Colorless is going to have to fight back and take down another Salty Duck member, as he is now becoming the antithesis of the Salty Duck, and we are going to be going into the finals here soon. I cannot wait. But Brent, oh my goodness, thank you so much for dropping by and sharing this time with me and being here and sharing your voice and your expertise and your knowledge, man. I had so much fun being in the booth with you and seeing you, and finally getting a chance to meet you in person.
I know,
was
brother.
So special, man. I'm so glad when I walked in and I saw you sitting over there. I was like, why are you sitting over here and not sitting over here? Let's change that. So I went and talked to everybody, and I was like, we got to get Brent over to the booth.
It really
I'm
was.
So glad
man,
you came by.
I appreciate you, man. I would not, ladies and gentlemen, I would not be on this stream. I would not be here if not for the kindness of this man, JDC, right here. Thank you. I seriously,
of course,
I've had a blast. I feel so excited to go on to the casting the rest of this set, right?
Okay.
And like, dude, this was exactly what I needed to get the cards in my brain. I wouldn't have known what Scrump was if we weren't here today, bro. I'd be like, what's Scrump?
I was hoping we could see the Scrump pop off, and
I
didn't get a chance to do what it was put in the deck to do. But there is a Scrump in that deck as well.
And there's still one more game.
There is another game, so maybe we can see it. Maybe we can see it pop off, man. But Brent, before I let you go, you can hang out for as long as you want. We got a little bit of time before we get into the finals.
Yeah.
Tell us, everybody, what you got going on, anything you want to shout out, anything that you want to say. I know you got CCS coming up next week. You're going to be in the building in Atlanta doing some broadcasting there. So just tell us what you got coming up and any shout-outs you want to give. And one more time, give me a love letter to the Southern California community about how important this thing is and what we're trying to do here at the Collectors Expo.
Okay, what a large, okay, the big ask. First of all, I want to shout out Collectors Expo, Red Saber Games, Rob, Nigel, thank you so much for letting me do this. This is a dream come true. I've wanted to get into the casting booth ever since I picked up Lorcana and I watched my first DLC. I said, I want to do what those guys are doing. That looks like so much fun. I want to talk about the game. You guys made it happen. JDZ, you as well. You know, Chuck, Lorcana Stan, Shane, thank you so much for giving me a spot here to do a couple games. I had a blast. Shout outs to I will be going to Atlanta to be casting next weekend for the 25K at CCS. I'm excited about that. Please tune in. And I want to thank my wife for coming. She and I were signed up to do a box sealed today, and I called. Yesterday I said, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to do the second game. I don't know if I'll be able to stay even. And she said, you know what, we can do sealed anytime. You go live your dream. So as much as she loves ripping packs, as much as we both love playing sealed, I knew I couldn't pass up this opportunity. And shout outs to the SoCal community. You guys made this happen, right? We haven't had, historically, a lot of tournaments on this scale, on this size, on the West Coast, especially in SoCal, which is confusing to me because SoCal has so many great players. I've played you all. I've seen you all. I've watched what those Stitch set champs did to us all. Hundreds of people, right, coming out, playing, and I was like, if only somebody put on a big event. And when this happened and I saw this 5K turned into a 6K because of how many people showed up and showed support, I could not have been happier to see how many people there were, how many people I was able to dap up. I mean, the SoCal community is truly, truly special, and I hope that everybody gets a chance to experience it. If you're ever in the SoCal area, you're not from around here, pop into a local game store, right? Look up a local game store around, friendly players, great environments. Every time I've gone in, feel free, go play. And as far as I'm concerned, if anybody wants to follow me at Brent Mukai across social media, on YouTube at Brent's Quest, I'm here to quest it out, man. I appreciate you so much. Is it time to switch out?
It might be time to switch out, but I think we got Shane. He's over here doing something else. I'm not sure what Shane's got going on. I think with Shane, Shane's doing a production. So production's taking a quick break. So Shane's stepping in as production. So we're going to be here for a while. But I got to say, echoing everything that you just said, this has been such a warm experience. Again, I can't shout out Nigel and Rob enough for coming through and setting this whole thing up. And like I said, our entire judge staff as well. And everybody that's walking around in the Collectors Expo shirts on, just making this thing happen. Again, also a huge shout out to this venue and everything that's happening here at the Anime Impulse and all the lights and noises and sights and sounds. People walking around their cosplays. I think I'm a new – are you a convention person?
Not typically, but now I'm getting into it.
Me too. It's becoming something that I'm starting to enjoy. Just seeing all the different people living their unique passions, doing their things. You can tell how much work, love, and effort they put into all their different costumes and stuff, and they're all wandering around. They're so proud of them. I've just been asking people, hey, I like your costume a lot. You mind if I take a picture with you or something like that? You can just see how excited they get because you can just tell how much work they put in to these costumes, man, and it's just really, really cool to see that. You see all the cards and all the music and sound. So I'm going to start coming to these conventions a little bit more if they're ever in my area, especially if there's another. I'm going to keep saying it, the SoCal Smasher.
The
6K.
SoCal Smasher.
I'm the SoCal Smasher. Have a picture of Smash in the thing. We'll work it out. We're going to do it around, something like that. We're going to make it happen.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'll be back here again if we can. So it's going to be I've had a phenomenal time this weekend. It's been a blast going from Disneyland to participate in the Collector's Quest, then coming here, playing in the tournament. I was able to sneak into Disneyland a little bit earlier today, and I was able to get another another Bell and Beast combination from another Collector's Quest that I did. So now I have 2 copies, and you guys know what that means. If you follow me on Twitch at JDZ Quest on Twitch, I'm always doing giveaways. So I will be giving away my second copy of Bell and my second copy of Beast at JDZ Quest on Twitch sometime next week. So make sure you tune in if you want to be a part of that giveaway. Maybe you can get a chance to win one. So just share the love for everyone who's put me in this unique position as a broadcaster / content creator. So tune in to Twitch sometime next week. We're going to be doing a giveaway for the Bell and the Beast Disneyland exclusive. Also, I'm going to throw away one of those other bells as well. So the Sapphire Bell, the Amethyst Bell, the Bell Apprentice Park exclusive, the Amethyst Bell Park exclusive, and the Beast Park exclusive. We're going to be spinning wheels, and we're going to be doing our thing for the giveaway for that. So
and
as
if you look underneath your chair right now, then
you'll get a bell, and you'll get a bell. And no, I wish I could have got more because I would have loved to have. I just wanted one for myself, and I want to give. The others would have been given away. I wish I could have got more to give to the rest of the community because that was a very special thing to be a part of that, and I was just fortunate to be here. A lot of people wish they could have been here, but they weren't able to be here. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get everybody one, but at least one person or 2 people will be able to have a part of that.
And that's incredibly kind of you, man, because you didn't have to wake up that early. You didn't have to go out. You didn't have to
I got
stand
you. You know what? I disagree. I have to do it because I'm able to do it. I'm here, and I'm going to do it because there are so many people who would love to do it but can't. So that'd be so unfair of me if I can do it and I'm able to do it and I don't. That's a disrespect to everyone who wants to be able to do it but can't. So of course I'm going to be over there and wake up early, and I got to dive in and do what I got to do for people who put me in this spot. And I feel so strongly about that. And I'll do it every single day if it came down to that fact, for sure.
So tell me, man, I spouted on a little bit about what's coming up. What's coming up for me?
For you. Okay, this is a nice little run of tournaments that we have. We just did one last weekend. We got one this weekend right now at the Southern California Smasher. Okay, and then next weekend we got CCS, and there's another huge tournament happening again as well. It's going to be the Ink Open, the first open Ink use this invitational. This time it's going to be open. It's going to be a fantastic weekend with broadcasters from all over the world coming to that tournament as well. So when you're tuned in to CCS, make sure you're also tuned in to the Ink. We can do a little dual segment there. It's going to be this is probably going to be the most powerful weekend of Disney LORCANA we've had in a while. This is just the beginning, okay?
Yep.
Next weekend it's going to be an absolute blowout weekend of Disney LORCANA. Probably one of the most high-impact weekends we've had in a while because now the meta is going to be set. The information is going to be out there. People are going to be testing. People are going to be traveling. Those 2 events are going to really, really set the stage for what's going to happen because the weekend after that, we're going into PPG in Denver, and that is going to be the first CCQ we have in North America. I'm going to be in the building for that one as well. It's going to be – now that one's going to be ramped up to 1 million, okay, because now everybody's going to be super locked in. The meta is going to be solved by that point, and everybody's going to be super ready. So that tournament is going to be ultra megatonic, as my boy Earl would say, you know what I'm saying?
The Meister.
The Meister would say. It's going to be a very, very powerful tournament in PPG in Denver. So don't touch that down. Keep it locked. I'm going to be in the building with that one as well. Again, a huge, beautiful cast of commentators going to be there. And then we're going to dial it back a little bit, take a little break, and get ready, and boom, acceleration again. We're going
4 weeks later.
DLC.
4 weeks later, baby.
Then it's going to be time, okay?
Yeah.
We're going to be back for the first time in forever, the first DLC we've had in what seems like 2 years or something like that. I don't know. I think the energy in that facility is going to be through the freaking roof. So I want to make sure that everybody's going to be ready, locked in. There's so much LORCANA. If you're not playing, I don't know what the hell you're doing. Get out there, check your pulse first, do some CPR on yourself, fix yourself, get your cards, get out to this store, and it's time to play. Okay, this right now is the time to get out there and get your game on because I don't want to hear all the naysaying and all this and that. Get out there and play. It's time to get it on.
It's a new set. It's a new meta. Everything's fresh. Everything feels brand new. We don't have Be Prepared. I'm still sad about that. I'm still sad. Don't worry.
We all are. We all are.
All the Steel players are rejoicing.
And I mentioned this yesterday to Shane last time. I believe that they took Be Prepared away from us as they're trolling. Okay, it's going to be it's a wonderful life type situation. When they bring Be Prepared back, we're all going to rejoice, and they're going to say, okay, never again. This was a huge mistake. Everyone's going to agree, and the game is going to be safe forever. But right now, I think it is interesting to see what it's like without it. So that way, when it comes back, we'll know what we missed, and you'll never say it again.
That's the point that I brought up that a lot of people haven't thought about. Just because it's not in this rotation set, it doesn't mean that they're not going to reprint it in other sets.
And that might be better because we'll get a new art. We'll get a new Be Prepared art, a new enchanted art. It's going to be
an enchanted Be Prep? Are you kidding me, dude?
It's going to happen. I'm calling it right now.
You called the go-go.
Lock it in. Okay, take it to the bank. We're going to get a nice reprinted, enchanted, alternate art. Be Prepared. JDZ guaranteed, take it straight to the bank. Okay, when I say take it to the bank, you need to be in the line at the bank cashing it in because it's guaranteed lock. Okay,
Gogo's going to be handing you 5s, going, do you need 10s? Because it's locked in. T-shirt incoming soon, JDZ.
It's a lock. Take it straight to the bank. It is a lock, okay? Bet your money on it. But Brent, I'm going to have to let you go, brother.
Yeah.
I know you got stuff you have to do. Again, I want to thank you so much for giving us some of your time. And I really appreciate it. Your energy, your charisma, your absolute ism is through the roof, and it was a blast. And I can't wait for the next time that we're able to share some time in this commentary space again. I always have a blast every time we do it, and I can't wait for the next one, brother.
Same, man. I want to say one thing before I leave. I'm about to get some spaghetti ready because I think those dogs are about to be eaten in here. All right? I'm going to be rooting for some dog. You all right, man?
Oh, my cough. What is that? What? I can't even.
Someone call the Baja Man.
I can't even bark. Like, what's going on? I'm losing my voice. I'm trying. What is that, dude?
You got it.
There
No,
okay.
He's just a smaller dog. You went Chihuahua instead of Golden.
I can't. Where's my dog? That dog is terrible. Okay, we'll fix it.
You got some time.
Okay.
Finals inbound, baby.
Okay,
Let's go.
Let's get it. And we're going to bring the Shaners back at it again. Yo, Shaners.
What's happening?
Yo, Shaners. I don't know if you had a chance to catch.
I caught a couple things, but go ahead.
I don't know if you had a
Let me
chance to
know.
catch
What happened?
We got the dogs in the final. Was that on your punch card? Was that on your bingo card? Where's your bingo card at?
No.
Was that on your bingo card?
Missing.
Whose bingo card had the dogs coming in there into the finals?
Wasn't mine.
I am telling you right now.
Sapphire, amethyst, steel. Those are the top 3 colors.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Not
emerald. Definitely not amber.
We
got emerald amber in the finals.
Emerald and amber is in the finals, and it is under the sea dogs.
What?
Who called that? Who called under the sea dogs? The finals should be taking place very, very soon. How much time is left in the round there, production?
We should be starting very soon. The other top 4, I can tell you.
Yeah.
Salty Duck Splish.
Yep, we saw that.
He is going to be in the finals.
And that was another Salty Duck agent that we just had.
He gets to have some revenge. The Salty Duck crew, I talked to them a little bit. They're really hoping for a Salty Duck finals.
Yeah.
But the dogs had something to say about that.
And I want them to have like a nice little revenge situation, like, I will avenge you, my friend, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'll take them down for me kind of beat. And but thanks, Brent. Thank you so much. I want to get like a avenge me, my brother kind of situation because he kind of ran through him there. That game number 1, I was like, this is going to be a terrible match. I was starting to grit my teeth a little bit because it's going to be a quick little 2-minute 2-0, and I'm going to be looking dumb. But at the same time, he came back in, and he just absolutely dominated those 2 and 3. Won 2 games on the draw.
I've lost a lot of games to Go-Go Tamago in my day.
Absolutely.
That's the card. You just don't want it to come off the top. Just stay somewhere buried in that deck. Do not draw the Go-Go, but he drew it. You guys called it.
We called it off the top. Go-Go Tamago is a card that I think when rotations come back around again for the next time and Go-Go gets taken out of the game, I'm not going to be too mad, okay? Go-Go, because it just gives me trauma every time. I'm always thinking Go-Go. Of course it's going to Go-Go me. Yep. It was always Go-Go, and it's always Fox. Those 2 cards used to haunt my dreams. Fox is no longer with us. Maui's no longer with us. Go-Go now is going to be the one that I'm always going to be doing.
And the Sapphire decks no longer have Popsicle to kind of insulate yourself from the Go-Go, protect yourself a little bit.
You got to start you got to start just tributing your guys or sacrificing your guys in order to keep. If you have a character sitting there with 3 or 4 damage on them, that is now a lethal threat that you have to consider every single turn that you make, and it's just something that I just do not want to deal with. Okay, all the time. A go-go win, getting off the top, and it's always top deck go-go for the win.
Yeah, it's never just sitting there.
They never have it.
They draw it at the right time.
They never have it, and it's so sad. And they're like, oh, I ain't go-go. I'll tramp, discard a go-go, top deck go-go for the win. You hate to see it every single time.
You gotta run hot to get to the finals. Right?
Absolutely.
Got to run hot to get to the finals.
But what
he did just that.
What is Salty Duck Splish? He was on stream? Is he on the Amethyst and Steel, or is he up playing Blood as well?
Amethyst Steel.
Okay.
And let me tell you, I watched a little bit of the other semifinals matchup. He is running hot. I saw a situation. He is top decking.
Okay.
Draws Genie. Off the Genie draw, draws Doc.
Love it.
Off the Doc draw, draws an Inkable and a Genie.
Knock it off.
He had ink for everything. Perfect ink.
Knock it off. And that's, I mean, sometimes, and we talked about this a bit yesterday as well, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. All the time. It's better to be lucky than good, I would say, is that when stuff like that happens, you feel like it's your day. I'm sure you run hot in tournaments. Sometimes you're like, hey, man, I felt like I just couldn't lose. I was in the zone. Things are falling my way, and it just worked out. I knew I was going to win because I was just feeling really, really good at that tournament. And sometimes it's the other way. So
sometimes it's definitely not your day. We've all had those. Sometimes you go into a tournament, you're super confident. I'm going to win this thing, and all of a sudden you're 0-2. What happened?
You got a good deck. You got a good night's sleep. You wake up, have a good breakfast. That's how I know I'm about to lose. Okay.
When you have a good breakfast.
When I get a good night's sleep and I feel confident about my deck, I wake up, have a good breakfast. I'm feeling good. I don't lose my keys. I don't lose my wallet. I don't lose my phone. I got all my dice, my mats there. Everything is perfect. I'm about to get cooked in that tournament.
I've had some success on very little sleep.
That's what I'm saying. If you show up,
maybe that's the trick.
That's the trick. You show up, you're disheveled, you don't know where your mat is, your deck's not assembled, you register super late, you're lost, you lose everything, you're sweating, you're dehydrated. You're about to cook. Okay, you're about to go crazy in that tournament. Yeah. I'm telling you, that's how it works out. Try it. Be disheveled.
I know Zan Syed's one of the more accomplished players in Lorcana. I've heard him say, don't eat at tournaments. He says, don't eat. You need to be in scavenger mode. Your brain needs to be activated. I don't know. I don't subscribe to this theory.
Hey,
I'm just saying it is a theory.
Listen, I honestly, I don't hate that theory a lot. You want to be in fight or flight mode. You want to be in survival mode. You want to be ravenous. I think you want to be eating the dubs like Jameis Winston used to do. Remember that guy? Is he still around? What happened to him?
I think he might be a backup somewhere.
I think
He's been bouncing around.
I saw that video. You guys need to pull that video up on YouTube. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm not sure I know what you're talking about. I'm not sure I want to know what you're talking about.
He was a quarterback for.
Well, I know who he is. I don't know about eating doves.
He'd have the most unhinged pregame speeches ever. Like he's motivating his team. He's like, "Y'all, we gotta go out here today. We're gonna eat this dub." I'm like, dude, what are you doing, man? Knock it off. But that's gonna be you when you're trying to starve yourself, or you can just have like a sugar blackout or something, a low blood sugar blackout when you're not eating. I don't know if that's a good idea.
I had a friend turn me on to those Celsius energy drinks.
Yeah.
I've been like a Red Bull guy, maybe some Monster, but now I'm a Celsius guy.
I don't mind Celsius.
I had a Celsius today.
I got to stay away from a lot of that stuff.
I got to be pumped up for the finals. I can't. Well, we got some interview. What's going on?
After?
Okay.
Yeah,
we'll go ahead and interview the finalists
Absolutely.
once we wrap up. But we got to play the finals first.
We got to see who's going to get it done. We absolutely got to see who's going to get it done. And I think that strategy, I really do like this dog strategy. I think that they identified some of the weaknesses that dogs had because in my experience, and I'm not the most proficient dog player, but it seemed like it has one gear. Granted, that gear is a very good gear, and it'll get you a lot of places, but when that gear is stopped or when that one plan is neutralized, the deck kind of starts to fall apart, especially without that Chernobog to kind of help push it right over the top.
Yep.
It seems as if this deck here that we have has found that other gear to be able to sing Under the Sea, also to reduce your opponent's strength by playing a card like Scrump, and then still continue to sing Under the Sea is going to give those characters something to do in those big standoff situations. And then once you get a mighty Under the Sea, you can start the quest. If they try to play around Under the Sea by not putting characters down, guess what? You're fine with that because you've won the board, and now you can start the quest anyway. So it puts your opponent in these very precarious positions, and I think that might be something that people need to start to build upon.
What is a Scrump? Can you tell me?
We got Scrump. If you want to pull up Scrump on the thing, Scrump is,
I know what Scrump does, but what is a Scrump?
Oh, Scrump is you ever seen Lilo and Stitch? I'm going to throw you out of here. If you say you haven't seen Lilo and Stitch, you're out of here.
I'm having a hard time with the chat.
I need you to wake up, man. I need you to wake up. If you haven't seen Lilo and Stitch, the Frozen is fine, okay?
Frozen is fine, but not Lilo.
Lilo and Stitch is completely unacceptable, man.
Look at that.
Lilo and Stitch.
Is it like a toy, stuffed animal for Lilo?
You're really pissing me off, man.
All right, let me read this flavor text. Okay. Yeah, you got to fill me in.
All right.
I guarantee you I'm not the only one. There is someone in the chat that hasn't seen Lilo. They want to know what Scrump is. I was trying to.
It's just a doll.
That was an
she made.
underhand toss to tell the viewers what a Scrump is.
It's basically a doll that she makes for herself, and she plays with it. And she's trying to get like a pet. She's kind of a isolated, you know what I'm saying? She's kind of a quirky kid. She doesn't have many friends. So she makes this doll for herself to kind of be her friend until Stitch comes in, who's also kind of an outcast, and they become friends together through their journey. That's the whole movie. I'm not about to sit here and explain the whole plot to Lilo and Stitch to you right now, because every word I'm saying, I'm getting madder and madder and madder and madder because you haven't seen this movie.
Have you seen live action Lilo and Stitch?
I have.
You've seen them both.
I've seen them all.
What's the better one? What should I start with?
Now you're about to make me fight.
I've heard this is controversial.
You're about to make me fight here. I'm about to tackle you because the original Lilo and Stitch is unmatched.
I know you play football. I don't want you to tackle me.
No, but seriously, the original Lilo and Stitch is unmatched.
This should be a safe space for me.
The remake. Honestly, it's not as bad as people make it out to be. It definitely was not good. It doesn't come anywhere close to the original run of that film. But it is a phenomenal movie, man, and I highly do recommend it. And even without kids, you can watch that and take something away from that movie. It pulls all the heartstrings, and it's a great one.
I'll tell you what, when I think of Emerald decks, I think of Under the Sea. I think of maybe pairing it with something like Sapphire Coil, things of that nature. However, Scrump, I think he really dug deep for this one.
This one, and it fits. This seems like a perfect fit for that strategy because it's not. You don't have to notice. You don't have to exert this card. You just exert the character. So if you have this giant wide board of 15 characters like the dogs can do, you can just exert one, reduce the strength, get everybody low enough, and then use everybody else, or maybe have a tramp and one other guy singing Under the Sea, and now look at you. The entire board is gone. You only need one Scrump.
I'm hesitant to give the chat this advice because I want to do it myself, and I'm not going to have the opportunity. We're live. Foil Scrumps. That might be a good investment.
I would check it out. I'd look into it. If you guys are trying to do some buyouts, this Scrump is looking kind of delectable. Not gonna lie, but we got the action, and it's time to get started. So if you're not ready, get ready. The finals are underway. This is the Collector Expo 6K Finals. We got Colorless and Salty Deck Splish in the buildings. Colorless going to be playing that Amber and Emerald Dogs Under the Sea Scrump, while Salty Duck Splish going to be playing a little bit of that Amethyst and Steel strategy. I don't know who's going to be on the play this time.
That's a great question. I can find out. Let me take a quick peek at what we saw in the standings if they don't get started before I'm done here. But Salty Duck Splish having a fantastic weekend. The whole Salty Duck crew having a great time. Salty Duck Splish was in 5th place. Before we got started. Colorless in 3rd. Colorless on the play with the aggro strategy, with the dogs. That's exactly where he wants to be against the Sapphire Amethyst deck of Salty Duck Splish. Of course, Salty Ducks both appearing in the top 4 with Blurple.
This is Blurple. I thought this was Steel.
Oh, it is Steel. My apologies.
Okay.
Okay. Sometimes your my brain plays tricks on you.
Okay.
I was looking at it. I saw the Blurple. We got to correct it. See, that was just
you know what?
me.
It's that blue mat, and ironically, all the Blurple players have been on that blue mat all day, and the blue kind of blends in with the steel. But it's all going to be good. Again, the Salty Duck crew. I can't shout them out enough. They're coming up here to trying to take this trophy back down to Southern California. As Colorless, I'm not sure exactly where this Lumineer hails from, but maybe he's the local hometown hero trying to keep the trophy here in the Anaheim region. As we're going to think what we're going to do here, altars are complete. We'll get the little John down to the inkwell, and we're probably going to start this Daisy Duck. No,
Bobby.
Mr. Zimmerowski coming on down. And we'll be able to draw and discard one. Maybe it's going to be some of that Under the Sea stank getting out of your hand early if you got too many. Yeah,
Bobby might not be a dog himself, but he's going to help the multifaceted deck building from Colorless. You know, sometimes exactly Under the Sea, not inkable. You're on the play. Maybe you want to have more of an aggressive role. You don't necessarily want to go the Under the Sea route. And maybe you have 2. You never need the second.
For sure.
One's good enough.
And what is Bobby Zimmerowski? I'm pretty sure he is a dog.
Is he a dog?
I think he is. I think he's whatever. If Max Goof is a dog, I think Bobby is a dog.
Right.
For sure. So he does fit in this dog strategy.
He is indeed a dog.
As it is dogs, nonstop. As now we're going into that second turn play. Maybe we'll get that Ursula Deceiver down again. Colorless has been putting that thing out on 2. not necessarily just to nab the song, but just to get a sneak peek.
Well, in this case, I mean, if Salty Duck Splish has something like a Strength of a Raging Fire, this would be a nice time. But he doesn't need to do that necessarily right now. He's got some time to work with to potentially pick that off at a later street. But meanwhile, Nala and Lady coming down. So 3 1-drops kicking it off. And if you're putting the 3-drop Lady in the Inkwell, you got to imagine Colorless Hand is pretty good.
For sure. And we're going to get a question with this Bobby Zimmerowski. What do you think about that play?
Hey, he does more.
I think he might want to keep that guy up to get that tramp play, but maybe you're looking for that lure. Instead, I'm trusting Colorless' ability to kind of navigate this deck, but maybe want to get that Captain Hook exerted to probably get him off the field of play in a crackback scenario, as we were going to bring out that Calhoun to hold this board down, and maybe you can send this Captain Hook on into this Bobby Zimmerowski to get a free plus value.
Yeah, interestingly, the Lady just needs 1 character to get up to 2 strength to potentially challenge that Captain Hook, but the Calhoun then threatens the Lady. So some back and forth action, but Colorless on the play, perhaps realizing, hey, I need to get the lore when I can. Bobby did its job. It drew a card. It discarded a card, got the Under the Sea out of there. We might as well get 1 lore while we're at it.
But keeping them around to make your tramp a little bit cheaper, and also get you some more cards to draw, I think could be some value that 1-cost character can have. But maybe you don't want to get hit with I don't know, maybe a Fire to Cannons. Maybe you think Salty Duck is playing a Fire to Cannons potentially. Are these deck lists open? Do you know
they are going to be published once we have concluded the event.
No, I mean, but does Colorless know the contents of Splish's deck?
It is not open deck list for these finalists. They probably have a pretty good idea of what's going on, but nonetheless, not quite open deck list for these players who they do not have perfect information.
Okay. So that is critically important. That this Lady is kind of sitting there. I believe she's a 0-3. Nala's 0-4. So you have no strength on the board at all. So we bring out that not the Streetwise Dog, but the Tramp is going to come down. Beautiful enchanted art on the Tramp. Beautiful enchanted art on the Lady, and we're going to be able to base boost the Nala, if you will, to be able to get after this Captain Hook if you want it. It looks like we're trying to figure out who we're going to put that plus value onto.
Yeah, there's a couple different triggers going into the bag. You have the Lady whenever you play a character, it goes up by 1 strength, and then you have the Tramp incoming trigger as well.
Yeah, and also you get to pay 1 less, right? For the Tramps that you have a Lady in play.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
So of course, the Lady and the Tramp, they have to work well together.
I like that synergy. I like the fact that they're both enchanted as well. I think that's a pretty good little sign. We'll send that Ursula Deceiver down into the Inkwell, electing not to go after that Strength of Raging Fire, probably indicating there's not a lot of characters on board, so you're not too concerned with it. As we're going to just go ahead and you can get after that Nala pretty easily if you wanted to gain some lore, but you will exert that Calhoun. And what's the punish?
With that 1 damage on it, of course, Calhoun, I'd be shocked if it didn't challenge. It goes in for the challenge. So all these back and forth, it has a cost, right?
Yeah.
I challenge your character. Okay, my character's exerted. You're going to challenge back. But in Salty Duck Splish's case, he gets to gain 2 lore while making the challenge.
And he's coming out in the better exchange of these trades because he's keeping the initiative. He's not losing the body. He's keeping the body around, and he's gaining that plus value through that challenge. So if Colors continues to make these unfavorable exchanges, he's going to eventually run out of cards, and then that is how you're going to end up losing these games because you won't have the resources to be able to fight back. So we're going to play that 1 Lady, and we're going to bring out another Tramp, give the boost to the other Lady, send Lady to Calhoun. This will be a trade. You don't have any resist here.
Yeah, just resist 1 for Calhoun. I believe the Lady. Okay, we're getting in there with the Tramp. Yeah, so it looks like the Tramp trigger went on the other Tramp, and then choosing to stay back for the rest.
Right on. And that is pretty cool. So you do kind of continue to win the board, but at the same time, at what cost? Because you have such feeble characters left in play. You don't have cards like Cricky anymore. You do have those Tramps that are able to base boost and fight for the board that way, but this Genie is going to be able to hold down, and then back-to-back Genie, another Genie coming in on 4. Evasive, drawing 2. You don't really have a lot of answers to these evasive threats either, as Salty Duck Splish might be turning the corner earlier than anticipated.
Yeah, Genie, one of the best cards in the game right now, in core constructed. I told you, I watched Salty Duck Splish draw Genie into Dock, into Genie, into Strength. Like, you could chain these cards together in Amethyst Steel and really take over a game. Meanwhile, Colorless did not ink the last turn. He's operating on just 3 ink. That is not a place where I'm normally comfortable. Of course, the dogs can do a lot. And here's the Shift Tramp making an appearance.
That's the first time we've seen this guy on the field of play this entire tournament. 2-8. If you don't know what the character does, shift 4. If a character is banished, you get to draw a card for every character banished. I love that. During your opponent's turn only, though, so keep that in mind as you're going to be able to quest this lady, and now your opponent is going to have to think about it. And notably, that 2-8 stat line, we talked about that earlier when we were mentioning Vincenzo. That goes a long way against Steel.
Yeah,
that goes a long way.
8 willpower is so much as Salty Duck Splish, and I don't blame him. Take a good look at that one here in the finals.
I mean, you got lines. I mean, you have that Elsa maybe into a Hypnotic Strength or something like that, but that's going to use your entire turn, so you're going to have to wait a few turns before you can pull that play off. And in the meantime, in between time, you're going to have to really make decisions if you want to continue to challenge into these dogs because those cards are just going to replace themselves, essentially.
Yeah, this Tramp really has a huge effect on the board, a huge effect on combat and combat decisions, as you do not want to be giving your opponent extra cards, especially, like I said, they did get to ink that turn up to 4, but they're operating on low resources currently, and questing with that lady to lore, thanks to the Tramp, of course. Yeah. All of these ladies in the Tramp cards working well together,
so good.
Representing the dogs.
So good. I like, for me, I know some people don't really like, archetypes or theming or things like that, and having, the game designers pick how the decks should kind of be played together. I know people like to be independent, build your own kind of decks. Me personally, I love a nice little archetypal themed strategy where all the things kind of work together. I think that is so cool, and this deck is probably one of the best ones to showcase that. Yeah, we got the Jafar stuff and the Scarabs and the Illusions. That's kind of cool, but this one is a very cool thematic deck where everything is kind of the same colors and they all kind of work together. We got the Mulan stuff as a Ruby and Steel, which is kind of very thematic as well. But I personally, I love that.
So Splish here, he adds 7 Dwarfs Mine. He does not have any Knights in play. Moves the Genie over. Just 1 damage to the Tramp. He's got a lot of work to do to take care of that 8 willpower Tramp.
It's so much. And if you don't exert this Tramp, I think you might have to quest the Tramp, I would say. But if you do, you got to really be cognizant of the hypnotic strength, which Splish does have access to. And notably, the Tramp is cool. He does have that 8. We spoke so highly on that 8. I can speak just as negatively on that 2. That 2 is absolutely absurd. And you can just take him down at hypnotic strength on either one of those genies, and I think that'll be able to get through that 8 after you move the other genie into the 7 Dwarfs Mine. So these are things that you got to continue to think about. I'm sure Colorless is kind of running through all the permutations right now. 1 card in hand, what will it be, and will you play it right now?
Yeah, when you're playing off the top with just 4 ink, you really hope the top card of that deck is a good one. And he can continue questing. Salty Duck Splish says, hey, I'm not going to give you extra cards. I'm just going to quest myself. We might both end up on a high lower total before all is said and done. We're getting in there with the lady. What are we doing with this 1 card in hand?
I think you might be able to, if you have a character, you might have to play it. But also, I think if you're hoping for a Tramp, if you have a Tramp, and that card is not very valuable that's in your hand, it might be beneficial to just kind of hold on to it. So if you do top deck a bigger Tramp, you'll at least have the opportunity to play it and then get some type of exchange, to get something to put into the discard pile instead of just discarding your entire hand.
If you're just joining us, finals, game 1, colorless, Salty Duck Splish here at the Anaheim Convention Center Collectors Expo. We got a lot more action to go. Elsa, you said you might want to quest with that Tramp. And Elsa said, hey, you didn't quest. I'm going to get in on the action anyway. Do we need a triple barrel here?
Yeah, you're going to have to send everyone in, and I think that is a fine challenge indeed, as you're going to put all those characters to work to take down that Tramp. And I believe during the current turn, whenever one of your characters is banished, so you will be able to draw a card for this Tramp being banished as well. And Salty Duck Splish is probably making that same decision here, as you're going to be able to draw for the Tramp. I'm trying to make sure.
Yeah, let's make sure they get that right. But, yeah, it doesn't say other characters.
Yeah. One of your characters is banished. He is a character that is one of yours, so you will be able to draw in this scenario.
Yep. So we do have a table judge handling this situation. And I want to point out one thing. The previous turn, he spent 4 ink just to play a mine, move over, deal 1 damage.
Yeah.
That 1 damage was important.
And it worked out.
Because we only had 7 strength available to challenge. This turn, we needed that extra damage, of course. So I have a feeling Salty Duck Splish had that in the plans the whole time.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're getting another read in just to make sure, but I think we just gotta. I'm pretty sure it's pretty clear that that is a character that you control, and he is banished. So you should be able to add that effect to the bag and be able to draw a card here. Let's see if that's what Colorless is going to do. I'm not sure if he already drew already or what has happened, but we're kind of just standing by. I think that is going to be what is taking place.
And I'm curious what that card is in Colorless hands because he thought about it for a while. He thought he didn't just quest and pass. Maybe he's Hollywooding a little bit to make Salty Duck Splish about it, make us think about it. But it could be another tramp.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think the judge is still talking it out, and they're trying to make sure that everything is good. They just want to make sure they're doing the due of diligence. So
of course,
nothing wrong with that. Everyone, if you feel concerned, make sure you just take the time to call the judge. This is the finals. I'm not sure exactly what is happening, but it looks like they are just kind of figuring out the rest of the situation, and I think it is. You know, I'm not sure. We're not at the judge table. We can't quite hear what they're saying, but we're going to stop the play here, give a little pause, and throw it back over to us in the booth here while we wait for this thing to be resolved. We'll keep an eye on what's happening there. Shout out to production as we are just trying to figure out exactly what's happening. I believe that we're just waiting on the result of that. Again, I can't hear. We're wildly speculating on what we think the situation is, but I'm fairly confident it's does tramp draw, can't draw. The Dapper Rascal out there looking fly coming in from Arcasia's Island. Oh, excuse me, Ranger Far.
The only other thing I can think of is maybe there was a passing of the turn and some acceptance that maybe the trigger had been missed. That's the only thing, but it all seemed to happen so fast that seems unlikely.
It clearly was it indicated like he wanted to go ahead and draw. But if he comes in and says, "Oh, I'm gonna trigger my tramp," and like, "Oh, you missed a window," I don't think that's where we want to be. Me personally, I think back to what happened in Australia, and I really don't. That was one of the low moments of our entire game, and I don't like that type of attitude in our format at all. I'm not saying that that's what's happening, or I'm just speculating wildly. But if there's some type of rule manipulating, scumming type situation, I don't want any part of that in Disney LORCANA. I think we need to take that to somewhere else. But I'm fairly confident that just trying to make sure that you can indeed draw with the character that you have in this certain situation. So the judges are being thorough. Everyone is being thorough. And you guys are all being thorough. Tell your friends that we're out here in beautiful Southern California. We're in Anaheim. Okay, we are in the shadow of Disneyland at the Anaheim Convention Center for the Collector Expo. This is a 5K. Check that, 6K tournament, and we are in the finals. This is game number 1. We have Churner Dogs, a.k.a. Under the Seat Dogs, a.k.a. Scrump Dogs, a.k.a. the Dogs in the building versus Amethyst Steel, two of the powerhouses. Or Amethyst Steel really is the powerhouse. Churner Dogs, I think, is a rogue pick, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely the underdog coming into the tournament. If you said, hey, the finals are going to be this matchup, you're probably going to lean in the Amethyst Steel direction. But Colorless on the play this game, questing and just trying to determine if he gets that extra card here. But Salty Duck Splish, shout out to the Salty Duck crew. I know Colorless already took one out. He's hoping to double down here in the finals.
Yeah, just running through the whole Salty Duck crew, being the Salty Duck nemesis at this point, as we're still trying to figure out. I should go over there and see if I can get some context of what's going down so we can explain to you guys what's happening here, because I'm not quite exactly sure. But again, we'll let them resolve this thing, and the players should be starting back playing here relatively soon.
Hey, I got to give a shout out to production. I don't know what's going on over there. I filled in for just a few minutes, and I had the headphones on. Very, very, very low volume. I tried to crank it up as much as I could. So we were like, hey, does this guy hear us?
Okay,
what's going on over there? I think maybe some technical difficulties on the headphones.
That's a good homie Sky Doll over there. I'm giving him a hard time this whole day. He's been absolutely the rock star. And
all right, we're drawing the card.
We get the draw, and now I believe we're going to be back at it again, as the action will be able to continue as we did. I mean, I still think that was a very good challenge, as we're able to send a ton of energy into that street, or that Dapper Rascal, clearing him. And now we have just 2 ladies on the board. And like you were saying, you're hanging out with just very low resources, very low ink, and your characters are super weak. Your position looks vulnerable.
Absolutely. And we know that the Amethyst Steel deck has so much removal available. They have things like Elsa, Strength of a Raging Fire, and even just the 7 Dwarfs Mine on the board threatens so much.
This is, because now if he gets just imagine a dwarf in this situation.
Yep.
And you can start popping.
If there's a dock in those last couple of cards, he could potentially run away with it.
This game might be coming to a screeching halt as we put another one of those Dapper Rascals down into the inkwell.
We speculated that might have been the card he drew the previous turn. He drew a couple extra cards, so hard to know for sure. There's the Go-Go showing up again, but this is neat. Lady, pay 3, put the Go-Go in for free, and then the extra 2 ink to activate that trigger.
I've never seen that play before in my life.
We're seeing it live and in color here in the finals at Collectors
line
Expo.
Of play. That is a line of play that I don't think we've ever seen, and that is, I love it.
Colorless knows his way around the dogs.
I love that. So that is exactly what we thought. So there was just a question about the challenge and about the tramp going to the discard pile. It was resolved. Shout out to the judges being very thorough, just not trying to make any haphazard off the cuff. Even if it's something that they're going to always take the time to make sure the dewest of diligence is done before they make that call. As we are going to go ahead and get get another genie off the top. And I think it's getting to that point where you are setting yourself up for a potential under the sea top deck, and that could help reconstitute or put you in a pretty decent position on this board. But right now, it's looking bad for Colorless.
We inked that Hypnotic Strength. We're going to add one more thing to the board. That's Mr. Smee. Mr. Smee, not a knight. Still no knight on the board. I don't believe it's a knight at least.
He's not. That would be insane if he was a knight, as we're going to get a big quest in, getting all the way up to 11. And I think this one just might be over as we're representing 2, 4, 6, 7.
And even if we draw Under the Sea off the top, we're 1 short.
Oh, we don't have a singer? We got
7 by my count.
Right. That's right. Unless what is that lady? That's a 1 cost?
I think they're both 1 cost ladies.
I thought that.
We got a 3 cost lady. We got 2 or the 2 cost Go-Go Tamago, and we only have 5 ink available.
And you have no
Under the Sea is not going to cut it.
Maybe another tramp or something that you can get into this Go-Go to help bolster the strength to get into one of those genies of sorts, or we could take down the one genie.
Oh, we went into the Elsa instead of the genie. Do we have another Go-Go? That's the only explanation for that play. So he is trying to race here, and these are the kind of plays you have to recognize. You could challenge with the Go-Go, get that genie off the board. That seems more productive in the grand scheme of things. But no, he says, hey, I need 4 lore off of this Go-Go. I need to maximize my cards.
But how much lore is coming back? Is that 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? That'll get you up to 19. Oh.
He's 1 short. He's 1 short.
That's 19, actually.
Does he have Giant Cobra?
Giant Cobra would get it done. A White Rose could get it done.
Yep.
No more GOAT in the game. But that is
He is 1 short, and Colorless, I'm sure, recognized that. He did the math, said, hey, I don't actually have to remove a character off the board.
I still think you need 6 to go back, though. So I think you don't have a way to get 6 coming back your way. As we're going to go ahead and quest for another one, get up to 15, and you just don't have a way to get 5 because you're going to lose your entire board here.
I think is he playing for another Go-Go off the top?
There's no chance you're going triple Go-Go
that has to be the play.
That is a crazy out. I don't think, but also you're going to force your opponent to lose some lore by being able to, having to.
Yeah, you have to challenge the lady. If you can't win this turn, you're going to have to do some challenging. He has the Cobra. He has the Cobra. He needed 1 more lore. Hey, I'll take 2.
There it is. And just like that, I still think that was a pretty incredible match as Colorless came out kind of out of the gate a bit on the sluggish side. Couldn't quite get it done, but ran out of steam there. And Salty Duck Splish did exactly what he needed to do, doing the strength of this Amethyst and Steel strategy and leaning on your outs, playing to that Giant Cobra, and absolutely got it done. But I still think it was an incredible matchup. But it's just one of those things, man. What do you think that Colors could have done a little bit different to make this thing a little bit more advantageous for him?
You know, I think he really did everything he could. He just kind of ran out of resources early on. He did what he could with that tramp. He drew a card after the tramp. I think it was another tramp. I think it was another tramp, and he really needed that to be a character that he could add to the board that turn.
Yeah.
That simple draw could have been the difference.
Right, so it looks like we have they're just getting a little shuffles in as we're going into that game number 2. Salty Duck Splish is one win away from greatness as you're trying to take this trophy back down to Southern California. Even though we are in Southern California, the Southern California, the Salty Duck crew coming in from San Diego as Colorless will not be denied. We saw Colorless come out and lose game number 1 early and came back with back-to-back victories, so maybe they can repeat that same energy and do that same thing again.
Very true. That's why you play 3.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a big fan of a 3-game format. I'm so glad we got away from that 2-game nonsense. It doesn't make any sense to me, but now I'm looking back on it. Maybe it might make a little bit of sense to kind of end these tournaments a little bit quicker. But however, I like to have a nice, determined winner, especially in a final. I don't even like having timed finals. I like having untimed finals.
I agree with you, but we got some time. They got plenty of time. They got plenty of time to finish things off here at Collectors Expo. And Salty Duck Splish has to feel pretty good. He came into this matchup on the draw. I know we were keeping a tally. I did see in the quarterfinals that I covered a player win on the draw. It can happen.
It can happen.
People are very concerned about
Colorless
the play draw
Colorless
discrepancy in this game. Colorless has done it as well.
Yeah.
So if you want to get to the finals, you got to figure out how to win on the draw. It can be done.
If you want to win in this format, you got to figure out how to win on the draw.
100%.
It is very difficult. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it and lie and say it's something that is very easy to do and it's a 50-50 thing and all that, because it is absolutely not, okay? It is very difficult. It is a very disadvantageous thing to do, but maybe Salty Duck Splish can break the mold right here and win back-to-back on the draw for a nice 2-0 victory to get up out of here and take your winnings and get on back to San Diego, while Colorless will not be denied. Let's see what lines we're looking for to open up. I'm always a big fan of a ton of one-cost characters early.
And he had it last game.
Yeah.
He had the one drop into the double one drop.
But we were taking some unfavorable trades there, and you were burning a lot of resources, and you don't have a lot of way to recur those resources. We don't have cards like Rapunzel anymore. We don't have cards like Cricky anymore to kind of fight back the board and win that way, and we're missing with the Ursulas and stuff. So maybe, I don't know, you should just go for the typical Churner Dog stuff, build this huge board, get those tramps start to snowball, and then win the way that you built the deck to do. That's what I would like to see coming in from Colorless.
Yeah, Salty Duck Splish, the only way to interact, if you just keep adding a board, going wider, is that Elsa 5, forcing the action just a bit. And Colorless sending a few cards back, just about ready to go here. Salty Duck, meanwhile, sending back 5, but he likes those 2.
Absolutely. How many did Colorless send back?
I didn't quite catch. I think it was only 2 or 3.
Okay. I really would like to see maybe. I don't even know how effective a Daisy Duck would be in this matchup. I personally don't think it's great in the Amethyst and Steel matchup.
You can't ink it.
Yeah,
you got to run it out there.
I play it, but I just build this giant wall. I mean, you build a huge wall. You bring out the Little John, the Nalas, the Daisies, the Ladies, the Tramps, and all that kind of stuff. You bring out the big tramp play. You start chaining the tramps together. Maybe get a timely under the sea, and you're so back in the thing, forcing the game number 3. So I think you're doing everything you can to try to get into that next game, and then you worry about winning on the draw once you get to that moment. But just not getting knocked out of here, skunked 0-2 on the draw. You hate to end the tournament in that fashion.
How do you win a tournament? Just win. Doesn't matter you play or draw, you're gonna need to be victorious. He starts off with that Bobby Zamersky. What is it going to discard this time? We saw last game it discarded that Under the Sea on turn 1. Gogo's been the star of the show for Colorless, but not right now. Early in the game, not as effective.
Leading Bobby Zameruski might be an indicator that you don't have access to your 7-cost tramp yet. You ink a 1-cost, play a 1-cost, and Bobby Zameruski can't really engage with this board at all. Now checked down completely by this Captain Hook. Nala could have at least withstanded a Captain Hook blast and maybe got a Laura out of the process, but now you got this Bobby Zameruski who's sitting here on 1. You send your 2-cost character down to the discard pile. Maybe you got another prolific character you can play on 2 as we send another Bobby down. What are we going to put on with our 2 ink?
Well, it looks like it's going to be more 1-drops. So we see Lady into Lady, double enchanted on the board. And last game we saw Bobby Zameruski quest on turn 2, facing down the Captain Hook. Not this time.
Not this time. I think that's a heads-up decision, electing not to engage in fisticuffs. I think trying to get into a board fight against Amethyst Steel with the dogs seems like a risky endeavor. I would not suggest that because your characters are inherently weak. Most of them have between 0 and 1 strength, and that would just be a mistake getting into a challenging battle against the challenging deck. So now we're going to go, I think we're going to take the plan and just build this huge wall of characters as we're going to go double 1 cost again. And now just like that, you have 5 characters in play. Assuming nothing happens, you are Churner Dog or Big Tramp Streetwise Dog live next turn.
So he's resolving the triggers in the bag for that lady. That's what those dice are representing, that strength boost. But he decides, hey, doesn't matter. I'm just going to pass it back.
Absolutely.
But he did not ink that turn, only on 2 ink, but 5 characters.
Beautiful. I think this is what they want to do. I feel more comfortable like this than I was in my last turn with 4 ink and 2 characters. I like a bunch of characters. As we're going to continue to spam characters of our own, we got the Giant Cobra electing not to discard, and now you have the ability to seeing a pretty potent Strength of Raging Fire your next turn, but now you have a decision to make. Do you come in with the quest?
I think he's going to hang back. That Calhoun and that Captain Hook, they're our best to challenge. He might consider questing with the Calhoun, ultimately decides not to. And interestingly enough, if I'm colorless, he inked a Giant Cobra, played a Giant Cobra. I'm making a mental tally of how many Giant Cobras have been accounted for.
And we're going to bring out that Tramp. Streetwise Dog has hit the board. This is the one. So now you get to draw 5, discard 2. I'd like to see an Ursula Deceiver come on down in the next few turns to be able to find that Strength of Raging Fire, because that's going to be one of your clean outs, as we're still a few turns away from an Elsa and we're drawing 5 here. I'm looking for another Tramp. I think I'd send it if I had it.
I think this might just be the key piece that was missing in that previous game. He just didn't quite pull off this Tramp play. But yeah, draw 5. Even if you had the discard afterwards, draw 5 is pretty good.
And just find your best card. You find the best card in the scenario, hang on to it, and maybe you can't play it because if you do get another Tramp to your hand, you need something else to discard to keep that Tramp train rolling. So I just hold back, get another Tramp, wait next turn, do it again. And now that Tramp comes out a bit cheaper and cheaper, and then you have this huge, massive board, and your opponent just gets outmaneuvered, and you quest, and there it is.
Yeah, despite not adding any ink to the turn, he's able to add. If you just look at this card, hey, it costs 7. Yeah. What's going on here? Well, it's reduced by 1 for each character in play. 7 minus 5, well, I'm going to check my math. Yeah, 2 ink for this Tramp, and it's doing a lot of work right now.
And we are going to send the Lilo.
And this card, that's where you want to send the Lilo.
Boom. Multiple Lilos going down. Another lady, I believe that's lady from the Park Avenue lady going down to the discard pile. And then we have one more card going down to the ink well. We will ink a lady, 1 card left in hand. If this is going to be, now this is the perfect opportunity for a scrumping. You're talking about a scrump under the sea, and we are cooking with fish grease. This is the perfect opportunity to play scrump right now, as you could be able to clear this entire board. Genie is going to be involved as well. We have not seen the under the sea do what you put in the deck to do, but right here, right now, this could be the turn, depending on what comes off the top of that deck, as you're able to find a very good card. You dug pretty deep to do so.
Yeah, that under the sea scrump combo is a 2-card combo. Requires both for it to work out how you want it to, even though there are a couple characters on the other side of the board that just naturally have 2 or less strength.
Right. So you would need to use at least 2 of those characters to trigger the scrump, because it's not a once per turn. So you can trigger it on the Giant Cobra, trigger it on the Calhoun, and then use the Tramp and Bobby or whoever seeing you under the sea. You lose that entire board, and now you're in a very commanding position from this point going forward. So Salty Duck Splish has to kind of identify. Maybe he doesn't know that the scrump is available. That is some hidden technique.
That's true. Like we said, this is not open deck list. I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he has the tech. But if I was playing in this tournament, I would not be playing around scrump.
I'm never playing around a scrump. I'm telling you right now, people probably don't even know a scrump is a thing that exists in the game, let alone playing around it. Ain't no way, unless you're just on some super next level Kamehameha Super Saiyan type beats and you just know literally everything. So we put the Ursula Deceiver down to the inkwell. We're going to shift the Tramp on top of the big Tramp.
This was the plan. After we drew all those cards and discarded, we kept that Tramp behind. We inked the lady. We wanted to get to 4 ink to allow for this shift play.
But and they still got that 8 in the, we still have that 8 in the willpower, and you don't have the ability to sing a strength big enough just yet. And now you're feeling pretty confident to start to quest some of these glimmers going up to 2 with that Tramp standing in reserve in the background, obviously not going to exert. But Elsa here is the Supremo punish, as you can take down that Tramp Dapper Rascal if you play Elsa on 5. And let me tell you what, they always have it. But it will cost you nothing as well as that tramp. Actually, will cost you the Captain Hook.
Yeah, lots of opportunity for Elsa to ruin Colorless's day right now as he's thinking, hey, this lady, this Bobby Zimmerowski, it's not doing too much. I'm going to get in there. If they take it out, I'm going to draw a card, except Elsa is going to make that tramp available for a challenge. And you just got to sequence this right.
Yeah,
Go into the tramp first, remove that from the board, and then see what you can do. If you have any remaining characters, you can challenge the rest.
You will give up a card draw, though, in the process, and that's not
we
thing.
learned something.
Yeah.
Salty Duck Splish learned if you take out that tramp, it is going to draw a card, but he's going to happily make that exchange right now.
And we are doing it as Calhoun will finish off the tramp. Thinking about it, we're going to send the Genie in for a little bit more.
Okay, I think the Calhoun's going to get in on one of these other characters so it doesn't take any damage.
Pretty smart. I like that. And we will get a draw in that process. Captain Hook also can clean up the Bobby Zimmerowski. Now I'm thinking about that playing into that Elsa like that. I don't think you had to do it. I think you could have just left that Streetwise dog up. I guess it would not have mattered as much, and I guess you did get a card.
Yeah, you got the 2 lore. The tramp was going down regardless. I think the same play is made, but you do give value to things like the Calhoun.
Yeah. Or you could have just sent everybody. I think you just quest all the other glimmers maybe, and it wouldn't have hurt as bad, but still I think that might be one of those plays that you're going to look back at, because I think this game might be unrecoverable from this spot. You needed that under the sea line, you need the undersea play, and you needed the singer to be able to sing it, and Elsa just came down and did what Elsa does. I think Elsa is probably the second best card in this entire format, right behind Genie Wish Fulfilled, as it's just super problematic as we go Lady into Nala, and you're just not at that point where you have the lore required. We got that's 2 characters.
It
so
is 2
you
characters.
Can't go for a 6 right here.
No, you need the 3. We learned that early on. You need the 3. He only has the 2.
Yeah.
And we do want to point out Salty Duck Splish should at least have 2 lore based on the Calhoun, so hopefully we can get that corrected.
Okay, that is true, and sometimes our lore counter does kind of lose connectivity, but we'll make sure. Let's get a judge over there if they can go and correct that, because I believe that is a mandatory thing. You cannot not trigger Calhoun's ability there in that scenario. We will get that resolved. Thank you for pointing that out, Shane. I do appreciate it.
Salty Duck Splish, 4 cards. That's the highlight of this Amethyst Steel deck. It just always has some cards.
Yeah. And bodies, too. Cards, bodies, and stats. And we're putting more stats on the board. More body-yaddy comes on down as this thing is beginning to expand a bit more. I think, I don't even think the Under the Sea play is even available to you anymore.
What was that last card? A Lilo. We could see a sliver.
Yeah.
Sliver. Oh, there it is.
That board is completely massive. And now we're starting to enter into the exert portion of the show where we're starting to quest all of our glimmers, getting
when
active.
Calhoun is questing, you're feeling good.
Yeah.
If Calhoun is questing, you're like, okay, I'm in a good position. I am the offense in this game.
Okay. That is very, very, very true. So we are staring down, and we still need to get that lore total updated. It has not been updated. Calhoun did challenge and banish the Bobby Zimmerowski after the tramp was removed with that Genie. We're rating all of our characters.
That was a quick turn. That was a quick turn for Colorless. That is not what he wants to be doing.
That's clearly an Under the Sea or a tramp or something like that, a card that you just literally could not play. Maybe it's a tramp and you just want to keep it going as we're going to strengthen Raging Fire, getting rid of one of those ladies.
If it's Under the Sea, he was exactly 1 short to sing together.
Brutal. And now we're questing aggressively.
I think this one is going to be over soon.
This is Raps. This is Rap Central. Unless we need a miracle here, as we don't know what the lore is being presented on board, but it's got to be quite high from Salty
Duck Splish. Look at that face. Look at that face. He's smiling. He knows. He knows. He is on the verge of victory and taking the imaginary Collectors Expo trophy back home to San Diego.
I've been saying trophy all day. There is no literal trophy.
There is these mats. People have been asking about these beautiful mats. Top 8 gets to take one of these mats home.
Man, I want one of these stinking mats, man. These mats look great, dude. They look so nice. I don't think that they are – I think Disney might be sending a lawyer here or there at some point. I would say, because that is a little close, but I might be wrong. I'm not a copyright guy, but shout out to those mats. They do look beautiful, and I love me a nice little cloth
All right,
mat.
we've seen Tramp be quite good earlier. Is it enough to get out of this scenario? I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. I think
maybe you need one more turn. Maybe he's hoping to draw into Scrump, into Under the Sea, but does he have the time? It's actually a mystery.
And I think that I really do think that this game really just turned on its head when that Elsa hit the board. I think that Elsa exerting that Tramp as we send the Under the Sea down to the discard pile, I think that was pretty much the end of this match. And then we'll bring out the Tramp to go ahead and base boost the Lady, and then now Lady.
We get to quest for 3. We're questing.
That's something. As we're going to throw.
Yeah, that's it. He's like, hey, I can't challenge and take anything off the board. I might as well get 3 lore before I go out. I respect it.
And go out swinging. And Salty Duck Splish is going to take down the Dogs in pretty convincing fashion and gets it done, taking the title back to San Diego as the Salty Duck crew is celebrating mightily, taking nothing away from Colas, who I love what you did here with this deck. It just did not work out for you this time, obviously, but I'm sure you're going to come back. And I think there's a lot to build upon here because your strategy is quite unique.
Absolutely. For any of the folks at home that were thinking, hey, I don't want to play Amethyst.
Yeah.
I don't want to play Steel. You have options.
Yeah.
You can play this Emerald Amber Dogs deck. No shame in getting the finals. Second place. Second place is pretty dang good.
But we're talking about our winner, our champion, Salty Duck Splish, representing the Salty Duck crew, coming all the way in, getting vengeance on your teammate who got taken down by this dog strategy. Now you're going to be able to avenge him on the draw multiple times. We're talking about how difficult it could be on the draw. Coming in on the draw, getting the decisive 2-0, and taking the victory in expeditious fashion, I think is quite remarkable, and that's something that we have not seen all day. So Amethyst Steel might be the best deck in the format, question, because let me tell you something. I've been tuning into that CCS. Amethyst Steel won that one too. Amethyst Steel won this one. Amethyst Steel won that one. 2 of the biggest
doubling down.
That's listen. Amethyst Steel might be the meta-busting, meta-destroying, meta-defining strategy.
If you asked me before this tournament started, what are the 2 best colors in core constructed Lorcana right now, Amethyst, Steel, I think there's no question about it.
I think that might be it as we are taking this thing down. We got a camera frozen, so we're going to get the camera back over to the booth, and maybe we can get the Salty Duck Sploosh to come on by, tell his story, talk to you guys, and hear what he's got to say before we wrap the show up and close the show. Also, we probably could track down Nigel and Rob to have them come by and talk about the store, talking about the shop and the expo and what their lessons learned about this event, and we'll also bring Lorcana Stan back on into the dojo and come on through. I don't think we need all that. Maybe like 10 minutes? Yeah. So just come on through, please, Mr. Splish.
Nicely done, nicely done.
Splish Splash. Can we get it back into the booth if we can for a moment there, production team?
All right, I think he's working on that, but
he can't hear us.
What an impressive performance by Salty Duck Splish with that Amethyst Steel deck. You know, they say it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 strength. We didn't quite see that. He didn't need all that.
I don't think he needed any of that.
Oh, we got a flash.
There it is.
We got a flash. All right, we're back.
All right,
Let's go.
But please, if you got time, champ, congratulations. Get on in here. The SD Ducks, whack. Ducks in the building. Please come on in.
Nicely done. Oh.
Hey, get this man a chair. He's the champ. Get him a chair. No, you're good. But first off, I want to. Let's get it.
All right, we got it.
Let's get it. First off, I want to say huge congratulations to you, man, coming in, bringing that Amethyst Steel stank and getting it done in this event. So first, I want to take a little bit of time. Go ahead and introduce yourself for everyone who doesn't know and where you're coming from. Tell us about the Salty Ducks and how you got here and how you hear about this tournament.
What's up, guys? I'm Douglas. I'm from San Diego. I play in North County, representing the North County Salty Ducks. Let's go. I've only been playing like a year. I started kind of at the end of Ursula's, and my first year tournaments, I got smacked hard. Yeah. But the guys down there, they're all super good, and we all train together, and so honestly, the practice is invaluable. I wouldn't be where I am without them. Every single player in that team is fantastic.
Absolutely.
Shout outs to the Ducks. Of course, shout outs to my beautiful girlfriend. She's amazing. Thank you so much for taking holding down the fort at home, letting me practice all this time. I really appreciate that. Shout out to my parents too. I think there watching.
Let's go. Shout out to the parents, baby.
Yeah. So life is good, man. Life
Absolutely.
is good.
Okay, so really quick, and I'm gonna let Shane hop in here as well. But can you just talk about your overall tournament experience? You brought Amethyst Steel. What were some of your matchups? What were some of the strengths and weaknesses of your deck? How did it run for you? Are you playing Dumbo? What were some of the things you learned throughout this tournament?
Yeah. So I kind of like whittled down to 4 decks that I was like interested in them going into this tournament, and 3 of them were super gimmicky, like just like really weird stuff. It ended up not being good. But this one was the one that feels like really close to home. I played like a Hearthstone back in the day, and this feels a lot like a Hearthstone deck, so it feels really clean. I was pretty much comfortable into every matchup except Blurple.
Yeah.
I actually, at our local event, one of the other ducks whooped me with Blurple really hard, and I was having a little bit of a crisis, like, oh, do I switch to Blurple or what? Because that deck is pretty good. That was the only deck I was worried about. I had to hit the Blurple Gauntlet. I think I played like 4 Blurples. Like, it was just, other than this guy right here, I pretty much played Blurple all the way to him.
Okay.
Like once I got to day 2, and even at the end of day 1.
Okay. There's a lot of Blurple in the building. So talking about your deck though, is there any unique cards that you felt you added that gave you a benefit or some type of bonus? We saw Lilo was looking great. We saw that Evasive Genie was looking great. What are some cards that stood out as like some of this is the card that kind of won me this tournament?
Yeah, so I do run the Dumbo, and it's good, but it's good like later game. It's not as hyped as I thought it would be, but it's still really good. Like, okay. I wouldn't take it out. That's still 4 of. You just have to play a later game. 7 Dwarves mine came in clutch. I was not so sure about that, but it was really good. I kind of wish I had a Bell, but I don't run Bell.
Okay.
So I don't run Bell. I don't run the Tinkerbell. I'm not doing the high end. And I'm just trying to like trade on board efficiently early, and then at some point just go, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot, man. I'm sorry taking all the questions, man. Please.
You're good. You're good.
Please. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. But talk about that matchup, okay? When you sat down and you see your opponent is playing the dogs, you're on the draw. What are your feelings, and what happened at that moment during that judge call? Can you just break down what went down there?
Okay, I was so happy when I saw the dogs because I was like, yes, I can do this. Yeah. I felt really confident.
Did you feel like you needed to avenge your teammate?
Oh, of course, yeah. I gotta avenge Andy and all them. The only dogs I've ever lost to ran Chromicon, and I was so scared of that card that I had 2 Benjas in my list for the longest time, and my teammates were like, no, don't do the Benjas, and I was like, no, you guys don't understand. Chromicon is a crazy card.
I bet you weren't thinking you needed Benja for Scrump. You didn't see the Scrump.
Oh, I didn't even see Scrump. I was a little worried about Under the Sea.
You missed out on Scrump Under the Sea.
Yeah. No, it was pretty solid. I felt good going into the like with this deck. You know, you want to get your 1, 2, 3, 4, and then hopefully sing Strength on 4 with whatever your 3-drop is. It's like really powerful. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. We've been telling the folks at home, just count 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
And it is. I think with your victory here, what happened over in South Florida and what's been going on around the meta, I think you guys are solidifying that Amethyst and Steel might be the best color combination in the entire format right now.
It's Blurple for sure.
So?
Okay, look at that. He wins the tournament. He says it's not the best deck.
Yeah. Tell your friends at home, play Blurple.
Let me ask you this then. Why didn't you choose to play Blurple?
I have never played that deck, so I didn't feel very comfortable. And I practiced the last 2 weeks with Amethyst Steel, so like, I was ready. You know, we had like proxies and we were like pretending. I was using actually like a bunch of random blue cards to represent like Dumbos and stuff. Yeah. And so sometimes like it's weird seeing the Dumbo and not seeing the blue card.
You gotta train yourself to be playing with the product.
Yeah. So
talk about the challenges of preparing for this tournament. This is release weekend. Outside of acquiring the cards and all that, just you're coming into a metagame that is brand new. We're seeing rotation for the first time ever in Lorcana. You mentioned trying the Benja, and it got left on the sideline. Any other cards that you tested out in the last week or so?
Yeah, I was testing Diablos. I left those out. I tested Helga Sinclair, the 2-drop uninkable. I think she's really good, but my buddy who plays Red-Blue hit me with Sisu. And just takes out the Helga for free, and I was like, all right, we're not playing this card anymore. Yeah. That was the end. So a lot of the testing was, I was really lucky. I got to play against one of the ducks who plays Amber Steel, and so I got a lot of early practice tuning the deck for that matchup, which like was obviously the big hype coming into the event. And I only got to see the Blurple decks later on. But it was just, grinding out games, doing minor changes, sending these long paragraphs of text to some of the ducks being like, well, what do you think of this? Stuff like that.
That's what it takes to succeed. And you need help. Nobody can do it on their own.
Yeah. Oh, the standoff situation is something that I think if you didn't playtest going into this tournament, you would not be prepared for. Because of the removal situation being limited, a lot of games turn into standoffs. You saw in our game, it was a standoff. And people who don't know would start questing, and that's when you lose. Because Lilo comes down, or there's Calhoun's, you have to just have a standoff. You need cards to stop the standoff. Things like Elsa or Belle or whatever. I mean, I don't run Belle, but yeah.
Strength Ranger Fire, we got the Seven Dwarf Mine. You have some other tools that can kind of get through that.
Yeah, speaking of Seven Dwarfs Mine, so game one, you had what many would consider a little bit of an underwhelming turn. You played the mine, you moved the mine, you dealt 1 damage to a 2/8 tramp.
It felt awful.
I bet it didn't feel too good.
Yeah,
but did you kind of do the math in your head, hey, I need to get this 1 damage because I got 7 strength on the board?
Yeah, I was looking at what I had in hand, and I was like, this is not so hot. That tramp, I was really worried about Under the Sea. I was like, that tramp's going to ruin my day. So I just wanted to try and get it out as soon as possible. I think I had either a Lilo or a Hypnotic in hand, so I was kind of a little more prepared for it. But
Elsa Fist Spirit took care of business. It was like,
when
tramp, no
I
problem.
was worried, but luckily I had the Elsa, so yeah.
I think that was a slam dunk, man. That Elsa, this card right here has probably been one of the best cards we've seen overperforming today, along with that Genie Wisher Field, along with Docs and Strength of Raging Fire. All those cards that are in this Amethyst Steel strategy, very, very good cards in multitudes of different ways. So it came in huge, and I think this card literally won you that game because once that Tramp was holding that board together, he wasn't able to draw a ton of cards with those other one-cost characters. You were able to just kind of steamroll ahead and just take over from there.
I was actually really nervous. I didn't have any strength in my hand for most of the game. I got one at the very end, and I was like, where are my strengths? I need to start getting his guys down, but I got lucky.
Absolutely.
So shout outs to my opponent. He was a really good player. Rocking the Enchanteds too. His deck is beautiful. Sometimes I was like, can I just see the art on that card? It's so pretty.
The deck lists are going to be published. A lot of people have been asking about deck lists. They will be published here shortly. If they're not already, we were waiting for the conclusion of the tournament. But people are going to look at your deck list and going to be like, this was the winner. I want to copy this deck list. Would you change anything about that deck list?
Yeah, definitely do a little more testing on Belle and maybe Diablo. I don't know.
I've played some Amethyst Steel. Hey, did you play Dolores Madrigal? Did you test that at all? I've been pumping that up in the
I've
stream.
seen some of these lists that do what's that card that gives Challenger +2, or the cards that Cusco that let you draw. I don't think any of that is good. You need cards that can trade on board effectively, and then you need to get your removal and just hope to get the Docs and.
So no Yzma for you.
No Yzma, no.
Leave it on the sideline.
No Yelena, no none of that.
I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up being pretty good later, but it just is so gimmicky, and this deck already it's so it trades for board so well. Nobody ever wants to churn on me, and I'm just ready for it. Yeah.
You were running hot. I watched a little bit of your top 4. You were empty-handed. You drew Genie into Doc, into Ink, Genie. And you had ink for everything. It was perfect.
It was so good. It was so good. Yeah.
Casual 5
we got some chat coming in saying, tell Doug I love him. Saying, Boofy Bish.
Oh, shout outs to Boofy. Let's go. That's another salty duck right there. Yeah.
Doug, stand up.
Rubbing hard.
Doug, stand up. I love to see it, man. But I'm going to let you go. I can sit here and talk all day, but I want to say again, huge congratulations to you, man, coming in and winning this event, taking the title back down to Southern California, taking it down to San Diego. But really quick, can you just talk about your community one more time, what this event means to you and winning, and then any other special shout-outs that you want to give before we let you go and celebrate with the ducks that are over here flocking in the pond, flying, being around here?
Yeah, I mean, shout-outs to the ducks. I played Under the Sea Lemon Lime before this, which is, I love playing it. My opponents hate me, but I loved it, and it got gutted in the rotation. So I was searching for something new, and so just shout out to my community, helping me test things, helping me play. Sometimes we'll play games and it's oh, what do you think of this? And I'm showing my opponent the card in game to talk about it, and that's just so helpful. The group is also really nice and really fun to be around. So shout outs to them. This tournament, it feels really good. This is my first big tournament I've ever been to.
Wow! And you're the winner.
Taking it home.
Look at that.
Feels good, and I mean, I can't give any more love to my parents and my girlfriend and everyone at home. Thank you all for your support. Oh, and I think my buddies Peter and Juan are watching, so shout outs to them too.
Go Peter, let's go Juan. But now you ask, are you going to DLC Milwaukee? Did you get lucky? Did you get a ticket?
I didn't get a ticket, so.
There's still time. There are extra tickets. Keep an eye out. I hope you can get in because you showed today you are a formidable opponent. And I'll be there. JDZ will be there.
I'll be there. You're going to be there. And hopefully you get a ticket and get it done. But again, huge congratulations, Doug.
Congrats.
Salty Doug Splish is in the building, holding it down, representing Southern California. The Ducks are here to stay. And
it's the home of the Anaheim Ducks. And now we have the Salty Ducks.
Yeah. All right, take care, everyone.
Take care, Doug. Thanks so much. It was nice to meet you, Salty Doug Splish. And that is going to be your winner of the first ever Southern California Smasher. Okay, no one said I couldn't say it, so I'm going to keep saying it. The Smasher. The Southern California. And what a phenomenal tournament, man. We got it done. I don't know if Nigel or Rob want to come by and say something before we start to shut this stream down, but have you heard anything there, production, about Nigel or one of the TOs want to come by and say a couple words about the tournament, some of their things before we wrap the show up? I'd love to get the TOs to come by. I'd love to get some judges to come by to just say hello to the chat before we start to close the show down.
Whether they come by or not, we want to give a shout out to all of the staff behind the scenes who put this together. It all starts with a vision, right? Nigel had to see that Lorcana could be successful in this environment. He's been involved with Collectors Expo for a while. He said, you know what, I'm going to take a chance on Lorcana, and the players came out here in Southern California.
Absolutely, and they represented well. They played lights out. They were laser focused. The decks were finely tuned, and the matchups were phenomenal. So I want to give a huge shout out to you as well. We want to get Lorcana Stan a huge thank you to him for coming through and bringing some of his energy and some of his pizzazz to the booth and sharing his time. We loved him for that. We also, you know what I'm saying, huge shout out to you and Brent Mukai for coming by and doing some rounds. I had a blast to be here with you, Shane. Your insight and your intellect and your game knowledge is on par with anyone else I've ever been around. I think you're a phenomenal player. You're a great broadcaster. I know you got a future in this. I know you want to win more, but whenever you retire,
hey man, I chose to be here. I could have been out there. I could have given a Splish a run for his money.
And I think you probably could have. I think you could have took this thing down. I know you might have a little bit of rest, but I do appreciate you making that sacrifice, coming through and sharing your insight in the commentary space. And I think you got a great future at it, man. I had so much fun spending time with you, man. But if we don't get Nigel or Rob or someone to come by the program and kind of tell their story, I want to hear from you, man. What do you got coming up next? Any special shout-outs you want to give? What are some of your highlights and lowlights, and what are you looking forward to going into the remainder of this Fabled metagame that we find ourselves?
I was just so excited to see something new, something fresh in this game of Lorcana. I've been playing since day one.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it all. I've seen the routine.
Yeah.
And I like change.
Right.
I like change. I love Lorcana, but I like change. And I think we are in a very good spot. We talked about the boards that get wide. You're kind of staring at each other. What do I do here? Do I exert? That's the kind of gameplay that makes you think. When I was playtesting prior to this event, not to play, to broadcast, just to see all the different decks, what people were doing, I recognized there was a lot more brain power. Maybe I was on autopilot before. I kind of, the ins and outs of each deck, but if you're going to a Fabled tournament and you're like, I can just rest on my laurels, on my previous experience with things like be prepared, well, it's gone. That safety blanket is gone.
But I'm going to cut you off, Shane. We got in the building.
We
got Rob in the building. One of the TOs, one of the big bosses of the North, holding this thing down, putting this thing together, making it all happen. And I'm trying to tell you right now, from my experience, this was an absolute slam dunk success. I think everybody had a great time. It was so much fun. But I want to hear from you. Can you just talk about how this event came to be, and what are some things that you enjoy from your perspective as a tournament organizer? What would you do different, or how did you think this thing turned out?
Honestly, a big shout out to Nigel, first off. I honestly couldn't have done this without him. He came to me, asked me for some advice on how to run the event. I had been doing some events in SoCal. I run a lot of events in SoCal, actually. I threw a 5K back in set 2. That was kind of like the first big one that we had here.
That was a fun
super
one.
Sick. We streamed that one. It was a little wonky, but it was like my first event, into the Lorcana space. But yeah, I mean, Nigel, hit me up and he was like, hey, dude, let's do this. And I was super down to do it. So that's when I started putting together a staff. Got great judges. They did an awesome job this weekend. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the background on it. It's all thanks to Nigel, honestly. Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're going to try to find Nigel. He's probably somewhere zapping around with the scooter, getting some stuff done. The man has been
big
working
building.
absolutely nonstop, making sure this event was on par with all the other great events that we have around the country. So based on your experience here, do you think this is going to be something that is consistent, that happens often during these sets? Because between you and I, as a West Coast guy myself, we're all West Coast guys here. The West Coast is kind of starved for events. The East is eating very good in terms of these third-party events.
Yeah.
Is this something that you guys are going to try to continue to do to feed this region? Because there's some great players here.
So I have talked to Nigel about it. It's something I think we hope to continue. Obviously, the biggest thing is going to be, generating the want from the players.
Yeah.
If we see that we can, get people to come out and we can get bigger numbers, or maybe we can even get support from, other players or places, maybe sponsors, things like that.
Yeah.
Definitely helps. But I am in talks with Nigel. Hopefully, cross my fingers, this becomes something that we can continue. I would love to do something on the West Coast, like in comparison to, say, like Star City Games or Pastimes or some of these other guys.
Yeah.
We need something out here. Like you're right. We're starved out on the West Coast. We don't have anything. So maybe Collectors Expo can be that outlet for us to have like that circuit out here for all the West Coast people.
Well, JDZ and I hope this isn't the only time that we're representing Collectors Expo, and I know a lot of the players had a great time, and they want some more action.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I hope that this becomes a long-running thing and we can turn it into something big. I think we have the opportunity. I really do.
By the way, you're watching on Twitch, brand new channel, subscribe.
Yeah.
Be ready for the next one.
Subscribe on YouTube, follow on Twitch, okay?
Yep.
We're going to get that done. And again, shout out to the YouTube crew. I've been neglecting the YouTube crew the whole time because I just realized that we were simulcasting until like 3 hours into it. So everyone who's been here rocking and rolling with the program all day, all weekend, we really appreciate that. Make sure you leave a follow and continue to follow the program because things are going to continue to happen.
Most definitely. Actually, Nigel's right here, so I don't know if we can get him on.
He rolled up on that scooter.
He rolled up on the scooter. Let's show the scooter real quick. Hold up
Let's
real
do
quick.
it.
Everybody, check out the scooter right here. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Oh,
but
yeah,
that's the
they can
scooter
see
we're
it. They
talking
can see
about.
it.
Nigel's been zapping around this
Look
thing
at Honda scooter.
all weekend.
I didn't know it was a
Honda
Honda.
in the building, holding it down. And just like that, we got the man, the myth, the legend is in the building. The person whose vision got this thing started. But Nigel, we want to talk to you really quick.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to say this was a phenomenal weekend, man. Again, we had a blast in the commentary booth. The players had a good time. Everything was super exciting. It worked out just the way that you thought it would. So I just spoke to Rob, and I want to hear from you as the person who kind of put this thing together. How do you think it went?
I think it went awesome. You guys killed it on stream. Every other moment I had it up on stream, riding this bike around. I don't suggest doing it. I almost crashed a couple times. But
Careful.
Yeah, event went awesome. The players seemed to have a great time.
Yeah.
New format is crazy.
It's really nice.
It's so different.
I was walking by top tables, and the amount of new cards I saw, or even old cards that didn't get played
Exactly.
in the old format. Pleakley, crazy card.
Pleakley was an
We've been
overperformer.
selling the stock of
Crazy
Pleakley.
work.
Overperformer
Can't
named
find a
Pleakley.
cold foil in the building.
He's gonna be about $12
Harder to find
next
than
year.
For over
Dumbo.
$10, it's crazy.
Jeez.
But I'm saying, okay, so in this event, that's why I asked Rob, based on what happened here, are you going to be motivated to put the work in and make this something that is consistent and standard like another circuit? Because you're West Coast as well. We're all West Coast here, and there are some phenomenal players in this region. There is some phenomenal talent that we have. What are the chances that we get another major full-scale circuit to compare what's happening in the East and in the South? And
We
all the other regions?
about to drop some hot knowledge right now on these people.
Oh, what do
Let's see it.
you
What's
got
up?
breaking news?
If you guys didn't already know, Collectors Expo, Anime Impulse, K-Play Fest, we do a number of events every year, 4 or 5 events here on the West Coast. The idea is, after the success of this tournament, to start firing more Lorcana organized play at all of our events. That being said, I will formally announce our Dallas event, which is going to be happening the week after the release of Set 10.
Okay.
So I plan on
Another
doing the same
release
thing.
event.
Yeah, well, it'll be the week after. So we'll get a week to obtain cards, not go crazy Dumbo
Yes,
situation.
that's true. No $100 Dumbo.
Exactly. Well, they might be $100 then. We don't know.
That's true.
But yeah, so what we're planning on doing is November 14, 15 weekend.
Okay.
We're going to be in Dallas. Probably bring out most of the same crew. See who's available to fly out to that event.
Okay.
Hopefully you guys can join us.
Man, you got my number.
I'm in if he's in.
If I'm available, you know I'm there for you, man, because I believe in what you're doing.
Oh, wait, Nigel's here? Oh, I want to. Hey, did I miss the announcement?
Dallas, Texas.
The
Collectors
announcement
Expo.
of Dallas?
Don't miss it.
Oh, wow. Did you announce that already?
We did.
I was supposed to play the trumpet like the.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah. Well. I want to publicly say to everyone listening on the internet that this man is a gentleman and a scholar, and I'm grateful for his trust, and this was a wonderful experience.
Amazing.
Look at this crew.
Additionally, we're going to keep going.
Yeah.
We have dates for our 2026 calendar already up on our website. That's collectorsexpo.com. Expect more organized play announcements for those cities, whether they be like Lorcana or in addition to things like Yu-Gi-Oh!, One Piece, all of that other stuff. We're trying to go big. So let's try to do it.
Listen, I want to go big with you, man. Like I said, I like you. I like your energy. I'm so glad that you invited me to be a part of this. And I think that this is the beginning. You know, there are a lot of other third-party organizers who are already established. We're talking CCS. We're talking Southside. Huge shout out to Southside. They got an event going on concurrently right now as well. Yep. Shout out to Inc. Shout out to World Class Cars and everybody who's doing phenomenal things.
All these homies in Europe, there's a ton of them.
There's in Europe, all over the world.
Everybody has an acronym.
Everybody's eating good.
We're just Collectors Expo.
Yeah.
We don't need to be CE.
No, I'm working Southern California crusher. Okay, I'm saying that. Even if we're in Texas, we're crushing, dude. Okay,
we got to come up with a name for Texas. We got time to figure it out.
Before I have to jump away, I want to make another announcement too. We had some great artists here this weekend. We had Brian Weiss, we had Kendall Hale, we had Rachel Elise here this weekend, doing a ton of altars for people. A couple of the artists had some time to make some altars for us to give away.
Wow, look at that.
So
right now, right here, right now?
No, we're not going to do it right now. But what we'll do, you can have one and you can have one. No, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and post on our Instagram. So that's Collectors Expo on Instagram. We'll have the rules for the giveaway, and we'll give away both of these cards. So it's an Archimedes, and dig a little deeper.
Let me get that dig a little deeper, man. I want this for myself.
You want to pull them up to the camera real quick? Yeah, they look sick.
Giveaway, dude. Give it to me. What about me?
That looks incredible.
This is so awesome, dude. This is so nice. This is really, really nice.
I saw some of the artists did some altars for our friend Rob, who was just here. Some really, really good stuff.
Crazy stuff. So yeah, we plan on doing more of the same. Really excited of how this event came out. I know there were some delays because of reasons. We figured those out.
Yeah.
We're not going to have those for the next event. I'm really excited for it. We went to 6.237K this event. Is what the end of Let's make this like 2 digits. Instead of 6, let's go to like 6.
Let's get LORCANA stand over there to make the edit.
You heard it here first. Double digit.
And we're gonna get the edit on the sign there. It's 6.2K, and it was great, man. But like I said, this event was bar none one of the coolest things that we've done, and I'm so glad I had to be a part of the first one. And I think that this thing was a complete vibe, and I would be remiss in my responsibility again. I want to give a huge shout out to all the judges and the staff behind the scene, because we're here in the booth. You can see us. You can see what we're doing. I got Nigel in here. He's doing a lot behind the scenes, but there are others. We're talking about John over here, head judge, who's in the building holding it down. We got Matt, Daniel, Ben, and Max, all the judge staff who were doing some phenomenal things, making this tournament go off without a hitch, man. So I thought it was absolutely great.
I want to give a shout out to Judge Phil.
Judge
Phil could not make it, but he was supposed to be here, but he was helping out behind the scenes
for sure.
In an incredible amount.
Judge Phil does so much for the community, and he is another very unsung hero. I think he doesn't get the credit he deserves.
Yeah, I'm going to jump out of here real quick, but yeah.
All right.
Later, guys.
All right. My fellow Lumineers, man, I think
we got breaking news.
Breaking news. We broke it down. I think we're about to wrap. Oh, second place. Yo, what is up? Is that colorless? Well, come on in. We're about to wrap this up. How are you going to bring the interview in?
We got one more. One more.
You guys are killing me, okay? You're supposed to be killing me. I'm killing Cole. I'm terrible. Shout out to you. Okay, you had a very cool deck. I enjoyed it. It didn't work out for you, but you made it all the way to second place. This is Colorless, the second place engineer of the new deck. What are you calling the deck?
I don't want to take full credit for it because I actually want to have a huge shout out to Ghosty, because I originally started off with like a lot of Ghosty at Southside Gaming has been building with Fortunadogs in set 8, and then what he's doing now for set 9. So I kind of started there, and he's been giving me a lot of like really good advice as I tell him about my set champs performance and stuff. So that's like kind of where it started. And then for this one, what happened was I was kind of a little bit like after set 9 came out, I was trying to figure out ways to kind of win on the draw. And
we talked about that so much. It's so important.
Exactly. And I think for me, a lot of the matchups I had where I was on the draw, like it didn't seem like it was I was able to kind of come back with enough characters or enough strength to clear the enemy board. So I figured, like, can I go to like that typical yellow-green under the sea thing, but still be present enough with a bunch of characters to be able to win in a couple turns. So I started off with like 4 Under the Sea and 4 Lost in the Woods to try to get like that board wipe. But then you see a lot of really even higher strength characters, like sharks are still around every once in a while. So what happened was, like, I was kind of struggling with Lost in the Woods because you eventually get to a point where you need to ink to 4 to play Lost in the Woods. And then sometimes you just hit an uninkable, and that really ruins your game plan. So someone on like the LORCANA fans Facebook page, just like 7 days ago-ish, where they were like, oh, can anybody make a deck work with Under the Sea and Scrump? And then I had to zoom in and see what Scrump did.
Was that just like a light bulb moment?
Exactly.
You're like, oh my goodness, this is what I've been looking for.
It was the answer to all of my problems because Scrump costs 2. You can use it as many times as you want, and in a typical Dogs deck, you have like 6 characters by the time the Tramp 7 comes out. So you can -2 up to like 4 times before you can wipe their board. So it like got me to like some really good positions to be able to come back.
How many of your opponents, when you played Scrump, they were like, okay, what is this? Let me get a up close
Every single one.
Personal view.
I think the couple of really interesting interactions I've had with people with my deck is like, one is playing the Scrump and having them see that. Secondly is me turning my character sideways, and they like, Bobby and Tramp 7 are questing. I'll add 3. I was like, hold on a second. We're singing Under the Sea.
Oh.
And then I wiped their board, and
and pretty much after you resolve an Under the Sea, more often than not, you're probably gonna be winning the game shortly after that, because they have no board, and you'll still have those 6-7 characters, and you can just start questing. The game usually comes to an end, man. But I like that deck a lot. Can you just talk about what went wrong in this matchup, and how does it go typically when you play against Amethyst Steel?
Yeah, so Amethyst Steel, I think it's pretty well known for like a lot of my doggos out there that it's a very difficult matchup for sure. They have so much tempo and so many ways to clear your wide boards of guys doing like 0 damage back to them. So I think what went wrong was there was, especially in game 2, there was a critical moment where I filled up my board, and I dropped the Tramp 7, and I had to dig for both Scrump and for Under the Sea.
That's what I was thinking. You needed that combo.
Yeah, I knew that that was kind of the make or break, and I unfortunately was not able to get it that time, but even still, it's a tough matchup, so I'm not feeling too bad about it.
Well, and making it all the way to the finals in this first week, and especially introducing the world to a card they may not have even registered as something
I told them,
that could be
buy
viable.
the cold foil
Get
Scrump.
it now. You just set the pace,
there.
and it's something to be built upon. I think that is something that was very unique, and I love that for you. So where are you coming from, though? Are you local to this area?
Okay. Yeah, I'm just local around to Orange County, so not too far of a drive for me. Okay, and I have to get to a wedding right after this. So.
Oh, wow. Busy man.
And we don't want to hold you up, man, but I do want to thank you for coming in and playing in this event. We loved your deck. You had a lot of fans in there rooting for you. A lot of dog emotes were coming through. So we really appreciate you coming through. But before we let you go to get to that wedding, any other special shout-outs that you want to give, and anything else you want to say about your local game store, or how did you get to this tournament, or anybody that helped you get here?
Yeah, definitely. Really, like everybody, if I've ever met in any of my game stores, I don't get the chance to go very often. Shout out to my wife, who was like, she was starting to build the Dogs deck. I've been an Amber Steel player since set 4 to like set 7, and at the end of set 7, she built Dogs and kind of stopped playing a little bit after that. So set 8, I was like, I'll try this out, and then it just ended up working for me. Like I actually achieved a bunch of cool set champs goals that I had. So shout out to my wife. Shout out to Ghosty again, just because like it really.
Did you pass along the Scrump knowledge to anyone, or did you keep it to yourself before this weekend?
There was some testing, some folks I've been testing with, but it's been pretty quiet, and then it was really cool having everybody ask me about after all my games here, so that was neat. And yeah, shout out to my cousin John, who helped me with the ratios, because it was like 4 Under the Sea, 4 Scrump, and that just was not working for a little while, so I had to fix it a bit. Okay. But yeah, and sorry James, I'll be there soon.
Nice. All
Man's
right.
got somewhere to be.
Man's got somewhere to be. I love the tenacity, showing up to a tournament day 2 with something in the rear view, like something else you got to do afterwards. That's a little bit bold. I love that for you. But good luck, and hopefully you make it to the wedding on time. It was so nice to meet you, and congratulations on your placement, getting second place and your share of the prize. I think that is still going to be nothing to sniff at, man. So congratulations to you, and well done. And I'll be interested to see. Are you going to DLC coming up? Did you get a ticket?
Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to. My wife and I are expecting a baby.
Oh, congratulations. That's huge news.
That takes precedent.
Hey, get the baby on the carrier and get in there and lock in. No excuses. All right? No excuses. Put that baby carrier on and lock in for 12 rounds.
Have a good one.
But it was so nice to meet you, Mr. Colorless. And that's going to get it done. Man, oh, man, oh, man. What a day.
We made it.
What a day. We got it done. Shane, we got it done.
What a good weekend.
It was such a good time. And I'm going to be super sad to say goodbye. And I don't want to leave, but I got to get out of here. And hopefully you guys all join me. I'm JDZ. I'm on Twitch every day I stream. I'll probably be streaming a little bit tomorrow if I can. And remember, like I said, if you want to be a part of that giveaway, I did get a chance to get to the Disneyland again and get some more of those exclusive park cards. I will be giving those away on my channel sometime next week, so you got to tune in to figure out the details of the giveaway. If you want to have that new park rare bell, you got to tune into the Twitch and find out how you can participate in that.
I'm going to tune in.
You're going to tune in.
I already got one. I'm greedy.
Okay,
I
fine. I don't
get
mind.
another one?
I would rather have it someone who didn't get a chance to have the experience. So if you
I'm just
do
playing.
win,
I will leave it.
I will probably give it to someone else, but I definitely would like to have someone who didn't get a chance to be here to get that thing and have it be a part of their collection. Or they can sell it, whatever they want to do with it. No big deal. But with that, my fellow Lumineers, I think it is time to wrap this thing up and sign it on off. What an incredible tournament. What an incredible showcase. Shout out to the Salty Ducks, and shout out to everyone who came here to participate. And this was a phenomenal event. I cannot wait until the next one and what they have in store. So with that, my fellow Lumineers, I think it's going to be time to wrap. As always, I'm JDZ. I'm on a quest. Shout out to the real, salute to the OGs. Until next time, peace.